From the Pro Image Group of Companies, Pro Sport, in conjunction with the Victorian Football League, presents Pro Football.
Hello and welcome once again to more great VFL action in pro football. This week we journey out to Victoria Park, the home of Collingwood, as they play host to the Sydney Swans. In the first round this year, when these two sides met, it was the Sydney Swans who were successful by a margin of 34 points. But now with Lee Matthews at the helm, many of the Collingwood army thought this time the tables could be turned. It was a big pro-Collingwood crowd out at the park as we go there now for the opening bounce with our commentators Peter Landy and Lou Richards.
First quarter, seventh match of the day from Victoria Park, Collingwood versus the Sydney Swans. Ironmonger and Farrows, won by Farrows and picked up by Tony Shaw, very quickly tackled by Murphy. And umpire Peter Howe has come in and decided to bounce it. Ground in pretty good condition in most parts, despite the heavy rain we have had in Melbourne during the week. Farrows and Ironmonger, won by Ironmonger that time. Chance for Shaw, taps the ball further forward, picked up by Shane Morwood. And it's going to be a bounce again. Gerard Healy, number 3. Won by Ironmonger decisively. Picked up by Murphy. The umpire has found a free kick. It's going Collingwood's way.
Abernathy, Pete, what a great 4 or 5 games he's played since going into defence.
He's really made the difference. Handley's kick down towards right centre wing, but the umpire has brought it back and in fact has applied a 15-metre penalty.
Well, Abernathy played on the half-forward flank on the wing, and a lot of the critics were saying that he was a little bit timid in his play, but he's certainly changed now.
Knocked away by Ironmonger. Chance for Shane Morwood, well tackled. That was by Greg Williams. Morwood again trying to get clear. He played a very good game. I think it was when we saw them against Essendon. Bounce, half forward for Collingwood. Knocked away by David Cloak. Tony Shaw touched the ball further forward. A chance for the Magpies here. There's a shot up towards full forward. Out of bounds. In front of Brian Taylor, who's kicked 26 goals in the last 4 rounds. He's got a pretty good opponent on him this afternoon in Rod Carter, who will face the tribunal on Monday night as a result of incidents that occurred during the match at Windy Hill a couple of weeks back. Knocked down by Cloak, picked up by Stevie Wright. He's well shepherded. Wright goes for a short pass out towards the half-back line. The ball at the 50-metre.
Now that's Mullane going after it, having difficulty picking it up. It goes for the boundary and taps it back. The ball pushed back out of bounds. Now it's still back in play. It's Mullane going for a pass across there, and Tony Shaw's got it now. Straightens up at the 50-metre mark. It's a long kick, but it's off target. But that's the first score of the match. Coming at the 2.5-minute mark, or just on the 2.5-minute mark, and Collingwood go to 1 goal to the Sydney Swans. 1 point, I should say, to the Sydney Swans yet to score. And of course, Collingwood kicking with the breeze. A pretty strong one with about 4 or 5 goals, I would say. Ball hits the deck again. This Cloak, the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Tony Moore. And of course, his tag is Gaper. Hand pass coming over now as we see the ball picked up here by Murphy. Murphy on the wing position, drives it over the half-forward line. A good mark here to Danaher. That was a strong mark. Danaher about 60 metres out from goal. A quick hand pass. A fumble back to Wright again. Wright with a short pass to Capper. He's gone away from CO. Collingwood Social Club not giving you a very good reception, but he's still got the mark. But he's kicking into a strong breeze. It's blowing right into his face. There's the mark again. It was a beautiful pass by Stevie Wright, and what a valuable player he's been. When the Swans were down, he was still giving his best, and he's still at it now. And I'm pleased to see him still playing with the Swans. But this guy's about Kappa. Bowwell, they call him. Kick, the wind bringing it right around. There's a good mark to Fellows. Strong mark. Fellows gets a 15-metre penalty, and of course Fellows played a great game last week. We've played a great game the last couple. We've played it dangerous here now, but luckily Benton Moore has got a chance to mark. He'll get a free kick. No, it's all play on. Wright got one right behind the ear that time. There's nearly a free kick. It'll go to the Swans for sure. Against Jefferson. That'll go to Danaher, who was grabbed too high.
Well, once again, Lou going across goal could prove fatal.
No, it's Toohey. I thought it may have been Danaher. It's Toohey. Toohey's got the mark in, or the free kick. Stevie Wright, that was a free kick for sure. There's the kick now by Toohey. And that's a good one. That's a goal. No, it's a point. I'm not seeing it too well. So it's through for 1 point. So we see the scores dead level, 1 point apiece. Into this quarter by just over 4.5 minutes.
Bruce Abernethy. 94 VFL games to Bruce Abernethy. Almost taken by Banks. Banks coming back into some good form after a lengthy session on the sidelines. Sio went for the hand pass, picked up by Bolton. Not a good hand pass intended for Dennis Carroll. Once again it's Mitchell, back to Bolton, probably the fastest player on the field. Short pass, trying to find Gerard Healy. Kerrison right there with him, could have almost been a free kick. Picked up by Murphy. Murphy's gone for a short pass. It's over the head of Jim Edmund. Capper will look for a hand pass. Back to Edmund. Capper again. 65 metres out from goal. Be a good kick to score from there today. Plenty of Collingwood Guernseys in the goal square. And the mark is taken by Handley. Sio calling for it. He's gone a little wider than that. Morwood. Good mark. A bit of attention from Merv Neagle.
What an improved player this fellow is, Pete.
Well, I always thought he did have a lot of ability, Lou. He's certainly had a good few weeks, hasn't he?
Certainly has.
Browning in front, Kerrison close to the boundary line, and in fact has gone over.
Well, as a matter of fact, he had a great season last year until he was injured, and they've played him in defence, but he started off as a half forward, but he wasn't so successful there. But since shifted to the back line, then he can play anywhere. Now he's got his confidence really up.
Ironmonger and Fellows, line ball, that one, picked up by Toohey, out of bounds on the full, free kick to Collingwood, and the recipient over there should be Phillips. Phillips a little bit short of centre wing. Short pass, out towards half back, and the mark taken by Abernethy again. I suppose at the start of the season, his place in the side was under a little bit of a cloud because his form wasn't that good. But as Lou mentioned, Ironmonger gets the hand pass out, over to Murphy playing well. Since it's been moved to the back line, Abernethy has been a star. Stevie Wright, right half forward flank for the Swans. Short pass down towards Capper at the back. Could have almost been a free kick. Edmund in the goal square, should score, but only a point.
I reckon that was a free kick against Capper. Then he put his hand right on Fellow's back. And that's interference. And
Here it is again.
He's got his hand on his back before he went for the knee to the back.
That's quite an obvious free kick, isn't it?
I'd reckon.
Abernethy, who did all the kicking out last week. Trying to find Dacos. Over the top was Ironmonger. Chance for Tony Shaw. Dacos gets there first though. Tries to give him a hand pass, almost in the back. Picked up by Tony Shaw. He's gone for a short pass and gets it on to Turner.
And Turner goes for the long kick down there looking for McEwen. Got his hands but picked up by Mark Roberts. Over it goes now to Mitchell down there in the back pocket. Clears the ball away in fine fashion. But there's Dacos. Takes the mark. Goes for a pass. Oh, it's not a good one, but I think it'll be... Oh, no, into a clash there, but it's picked up by Kerrison. Over to Hanley. Hanley boots the ball long, looking for Taylor. Taylor and Carter together. Punched out by Carter. The ball hits the deck. This is Carroll coming in now. Picks it up there at half-back. Takes it away from the danger zone. A charge for Hanley. And by God, this young fella started off all right today. That's a 15-metre penalty for sure against Healy. This will bring him to about 60 metres out from goal. Doesn't waste any time. At the back is Cloak, and he's got the mark. And Cloak would be about 35 metres out from goal directly in front. Collingwood got a chance now to score their first goal. Both sides tend to be using this wind pretty well. It doesn't seem to be any advantage, Pete.
I think you'll get the distance here, Lou.
Well, he should. The wind right behind him. There's the kick by Cloak. Oh, what a shock. Put it out of bounds. Well, let's hope that's not Collingwood's pattern for today, because that's disastrous. But Cloak, a very valuable player to the side. It's not so much how many kicks he gets, it's what he does. He palms the ball out, he shepherds, he does a lot of things. The ball, there's a good mark to Morwood, right on the boundary line.
And Banks.
Oh, Banks grabbed that. It must have been Morwood taking it out of his hands. So Banks has got the ball right on the forward line. Have gone for a short pass. It'll be okay. Marked by Fellows over to Dacos. Balks around Williams. A left foot snap at the goal, but he's off target. Oh, Williams had a chance to mark that. Couldn't pick it up. Carter spins away nicely from Williams. That's great play by the Swans full back as he takes the ball long. Chance for Fellows to mark. Yes, a good mark. No, he didn't pay that. I thought he would have. He played on, as the umpire said. Kerrison goes for it now. Missed by Murphy. Picked up by Bolton. He started off okay. Over to Healy. Balks. Gives it to Mitchell. Mitchell in the clear now out there on the centre wing position. Over to Danaher. Fumble. He's grabbed, but he gets clear. Back it goes to Healy, getting away from Kerrison as the ball goes out there towards Hanley. He goes for the punch, but Wright's too strong. Good play by Stevie Wright out there at the 50-metre mark.
Long way from goal, so subsequently a short pass, trying to find Edmund, looking for a free kick. Bradbury. Murphy, who's also started off well, left centre wing. Long kick by the Swans winger. Kappa this time, safe mark, no doubt about that. No free kick applicable there. And Kappa about 40 metres from goal on a slight angle.
I don't know about playing CO on Kappa. I just think that this will suit Kappa because he's not a vigorous player, and that's what Kappa likes. The kid could be all at sea here.
Kappa,
I may be wrong.
Pretty cunning sort of an opponent. Goal umpire doesn't move on that one. That's the first goal of the match coming up for the Swans at the 10-minute mark of the quarter. 1 goal, 2. Collingwood 1 behind. A difference of 7 points. The Swans runner, Craig Davis, who of course formerly did don a Collingwood Guernsey, amongst others, having a few words to Kappa. The way he was gesticulating, perhaps saying just go for the marks and try not to give away free kicks, because as you said, though, he could have given away one before. 7 points the difference as we approach the 11-minute mark of the first quarter. Sevens big lead from Victoria Park, knocked down by Fellows. Cloak could have got one for in the back. The umpire says play on. Abernathy tried to do just that. It's a real scramble at centre field, and the end result of all that is going to be a bounce just wide of the circle. Collingwood kicking with the breeze. Cloak, an ironmonger. Good use of the body by Cloak. Taps it down to Dacos, who fumbles. Could have been given a free kick there for holding the man. Back it comes to Fellows. A short pass from the mark taken by Bradbury at left centre wing.
And Bradbury boots the ball long up to the 50-metre mark on their forward line, but there's a good mark taken in defence by Ian Roberts. And takes the ball back now towards the centre wing position. Ironmonger and Fellows, punched out by that time by Fellows, picked up by Abernathy. A short pass, it'll be all right. Lane, over it goes to Abernathy. A long shot at goal, but it won't make the distance. A chance now for Taylor. He's got it. That's a strong mark by Taylor. Beautifully marked that time by the very burly, the big burly Collingwood full forward. What's that again? Just gave him a little nudge. It was a fair one too, I would say. Not taking sides, Pip, but just used the body beautifully to take that mark.
No more so than Kappa did at the other end, Lou.
But he's got a big chance. Well, a difficult shot here, I'd say. He's right on the boundary line, only about 7 or 8 metres out from goal.
Would need to aim for the left goal post.
That's right. That's how the wind's coming right across the ground. Shot. We'll wait on that. 1 point again, so the Magpies off target. They move on to 2 points to the Sydney Swans, 1 goal, 2-8. We'll wait now for the ball to come back into play into this quarter by 12.5 minutes. A capacity house here today around about the 30,000 mark. Ball back into play again. Browning went for a wild hand pass. They all missed that. Picked up by Browning again. That's good play as it goes out wide towards Phillips, away from Danaher. He's in a bit of trouble here. He's got to get a hand pass to Kerrison, who fumbled that one. There's a push in the back to Gaper. Against Eagle. So Gaper out there on that half-back line, a centre half-forward. Cloak dropped the mark. Banks has got a chance to recover here at 50 metres out. A long shot at goal, and that looks better. That's a goal. The Magpies first, and scores a dead level. Banks, a brilliant player, and let's go. 1 goal, 2 8 points apiece into the quarter by just on 13.5 minutes.
Well, perfect snapshot by Dennis Banks, and this illustrates, I think, once again, the strength of the breeze here. You'll see Banks right on the 50-metre line, and that went over post height for Collingwood's first goal. 13.5 minutes into the first term. Banks 1 for Collingwood, Kappa 1 for the Sydney Swans. Score is dead level as we approach the halfway stage of the opening term. Scores level. Fellows and Ironmonger. Line ball decision. Bolton runs into his own man. Finally out to Tui. Short pass to right half forward flank. Trying to find Danaher. Phillips gathers it in nicely from left half back flank. Short pass to Martin Bradley. Well, he went out of bounds.
I reckon
He did. Boundary umpire spotted it.
Well called, Pete. You spotted that on time there because it'll be back.
So a boundary throw in. I don't think Peter Bradbury didn't look. That was the plain and simple fact. So a boundary throw in. Ironmonger doing well in the ruck. Onto Stevie Wright. Abernathy's tackle late. Up to half forward. Edmund couldn't take the grab. Picked up by Gaither. Williams. Long kick with the breeze. That's how to use it today. Browning. Dacos in the back. So say it. The Collingwood crowd. Umpire Peter Howard doesn't agree. What did you think?
Well, it could have been, but I think it was a pretty simple one. But it was a bit ticky touchwood. No, I think it was a bit easy. I think Dacos might have helped it on the way.
Collingwood knocked down. Browning in front. He'll be content to see the ball over the line, and it beats Mullane into the forward pocket. It will be a boundary throw in about 20 metres from the behind post. Well, Collingwood so far not making full use of this breeze. They've been into attack for most of the quarter. Ironmonger's tap down taken by Banks. Carter playing in front of Taylor. Arguably the best fullback playing, if you consider Gary Pert and perhaps Chris Langford in the same bracket. Wright. Out of bounds. I don't think he'll be penalised for a deliberate action in that regard. Stevie Wright's been to a new barber too. The hair seems to be a little bit shorter. Cloak in front. Ironmonger at the back. Ironmonger wins it, knocks it down though to Tony Shaw, picked up by the Swan skipper. Carroll's kick to centre wing. Chance for Collingwood again as the ball is picked up by Phillips. His kick might be out of bounds. It is. It'll be a free kick to Browning.
Free kick to Browning down there on the 50-metre mark on the defensive line. Scores dead level, 1 goal, 2, 8 points apiece. 15-metre penalty against Collingwood. So Browning's kick, who played a great game last week, will go up there towards Morwood. He takes him up. Playing a great game at the moment, Morwood. Well, both sides testing themselves out as Morwood drives it back there towards centre half forward. In front is Banks, punched out by Roberts, fumbled by Browning. Going in is Williams. Wright's there too. Did he get one on the back? The umpire thought so. So Wright will take that free kick down there at half back. Quick hand pass coming over to his skipper Carroll. Carroll's kick is out there towards... punched out by Morwood again. Kerrison goes in. He's grabbed, couldn't get clear. The ball kicked out of bounds by Fellows, and it'll be a free kick against Collingwood. It'll go to Stevie Wright. Fellows' big foot got in the way then. The kick is back towards the Swans' half-forward line. The pack fly. Taken off the pack beautifully by Williams. Looks for a lead from Edmund. Going after him is Turner. Turner's right on his tail. He won't be able to pick it up and get away. He's still going after his grab. But he got a beautiful hand pass back to Mitchell in the clear, running towards an open goal. Fires. And I think he's threaded it through for a goal. He has. Yes, a goal to Mitchell and a goal to the Swan. Brilliant play by the little fella there, Mitchell. 2 goals, 2-14, the Sydney Swans. The Collingwood 1 goal, 2-8. It was great play, Pete.
It was great play. Not a bad hand pass here by Edmund either. He was under plenty of pressure from Turner. Was able to get, well, was it a throw?
I don't think so, Pete, but Mitchell took full advantage of the space in front of him then and went for the goals and didn't hesitate, never looked like missing a goal.
It's a great play. 14 plays, 8 in favour of the Swans, 6 points the difference.
Okay, the ball back into attack for the Swans again. Overrunning, it's a chance for Kappa to pick it up. He's grabbed, he tries to get a hand pass out. Falling on top of the ball is Seo. The umpire's going to ball this up for sure, about 40 metres out from the Sydney Swans goal. Into the quarter by 18 minutes. The Sydney Swans in front. They're 2 goals, 2-14 to Collingwood, 1 goal, 2-8 points. We said before, a capacity house here today. Knocked out, back to Williams. Gets a hurried kick looking for Morwood. Punched out by Tui. Coming out to meet it now is Bradbury on his own. Picks it up, drives it back towards the centre wing position. Dacos over his head. Kicked out of bounds. Is it? No, it'll go out of bounds by Carroll, but it'll be a throw in from the centre wing position. Into the quarter by 18.5 minutes. Collingwood 1 goal, 2-8 points. And the Sydney Swans 2 goals, 2-14.
Ironmonger and Cloak, Tony Shaw. A shark a lot of Ironmonger's knockouts. Mark Roberts fumbles. Down goes Murphy. Mullane inside the 50-metre line. In fact, he's only 10 metres out, shoots it goal and puts it through for 4 points. Darren Mullane selected in the Victorian squad, bringing up his first goal for the afternoon, and Liverpool scores once again at Victoria Park.
Pete, I noticed the police. What's that again that was kicked off the ground, but Mullane, who's having a great trot in the last 4 or 5 matches, picked it up without any hesitations, full of confidence, and of course it went through for a goal. Bit of a bip on going there. Murphy and Mullane.
14 points each of 2, 19 and a half minutes into the first quarter. Browning down but in front, gets a free kick for on the shoulder. Browning just short of centre field. Usually a long kick, that one's no exception, despite against the wind. Gave with the back goes the spoil, and comes out with the ball. Good tackle by Mitchell. Fellows, Kerrison from centre field, his kick dropping short and right into the arms of Dennis Carroll. Bradley will give away 15 metres if he's not careful. Bolton. 50-metre defence line, short pass. Tony Morwood at centre wing. Rod Carter a long way from full back. Carter will real high bomb. Trying to find Edmund. Backup support from Dapper. Phillips in front of him though. Bolton beats both of them. He's been watching the World Cup. Very clever tactics that. Down goes Dacos. In the back. No, sir, says the umpire. Nora holding the ball decision. It's going to be a bounce.
Bounce out there on that centre wing position. Scores dead level, 14 points apiece. Into the quarter by just on 20 and a half minutes. So neither side getting a break in this first stanza of the game. That's Murphy trying to get through the pack, and the umpire said it'll be a ball up again.
Murphy playing well, Lou.
Yes, well, there's been a lot of good players today on both sides. Pitch, they're flashing in and out of the game.
4 kicks to Murphy so far.
Ball knocked out again. Murphy driving it back there towards the half-forward line. Abernathy there trying to get clear, but he grabs the ball, but he goes down. The umpire will ball it up because he had no hope. Edmund on top of him. So it'll be a ball up about 65 metres out from the Sydney Swans goal. Score still dead level in this first quarter. Well, Fellows virtually gave a free kick away to Ironmonger. The umpire was late giving the decision, but it was a free kick all the way to Ironmonger. Bolt sends it long, looking for Capacios there too, but there we see Turner in the way. I think free kick. Yes, he got one in the mouth that time. Kappa, but the free kick's going to CO because Kappa held on to him, but I think CO gave Kappa one in the mouth to go on with. So the umpire didn't see that one. Yes, it'll be a mark. It'll be a mark. A quick hand pass there to Morwood. Over it goes now to Bradbury. Plays the ball in front of him. He loses it, falls on top of it. And the ball finally comes out to Morwood again, doing a cracker job as we see Williams get the ball back to Bradbury again. That's one in the back for sure, holding the man. And Bradbury's got the free kick out there on that centre wing position. Actually not playing a bad game. Bradbury's kick is back there towards the half full. It's a poor kick. The ball is marked there by Ian Roberts. Over it goes now to Healy. Healy's kick is to centre half forward. Edmund in front, couldn't hold the mark. Good play by Turner as he knocks it out. Neagle's grab, but gets the ball back to Roberts. They grab him. Throw. It'll be a throw against Neagle, I would say, and the free kick to go to Collingwood again. And to take the free kick will be Abernathy. Abernathy's kick is a long one, and boy, can he kick a football too. Taylor at the back, couldn't hold the mark. Here's Banks coming on the scene again. This looks like a goal. No, he missed it. He's going after it again. He's kicked it off the ground and got it. Oh, great play. Good anticipation by Banks.
2 goals to Banks.
And the Magpies have hit the front. 3 goals to 20 to Sydney. 2 goals to 14.
Well, it looked as though he was gone there, Banks. In fact, he was. It was a good tackle.
He was gone, but he lost it. Then he went after. That's what you call going after the ball. And you'd never give in. So that was a perfect example of determination, Pete.
2 goals to Banks, 1 to Mullane. The goal kickers for Collingwood for the Swans. Mitchell 1 and Kappa 1. Collingwood lead by 6 points, but they are kicking with the breeze. 23 minutes into the first quarter. Ironmonger doing well in the ruck. Can he keep going all day? Collingwood have got plenty of backup support though through Cloak. Dacos. Ball up again at centre field. Dacos holding his knee, is he? Looks in a little bit of difficulty there.
No, his thigh, I think.
He's still in difficulty, whichever way it goes. Mitchell tries to get clear. Hand pass comes out to Tui. Wobbly punt kick up to half forward. Oh, Capper almost took a Bobby Simpson type slips catch over to Stevie Wright. Kick number 7, and kick number 7 for Stevie Wright is indeed a goal.
Just playing the part of Capper that time. Quick kick, just about grabbed the mark, Pete.
It was a great effort to mark, and as you said, splendid effort by Warwick Capper. He followed that up well. Here it is. Watch this for an attempted mark. As I said, it would have been a great slips catch.
But recovered well and got a brilliant hand pass out. That's what you call thinking about football. And, of course, Stevie Wright did the rest.
That's one facet of Capper's game that has improved markedly this year. Scores again dead level. Under these blizzard-like conditions at Victoria Park today, nonetheless a very good crowd. 20 points each, 24.5 minutes into the term, won by Fallows, knocked down to Tony Shaw. Fallows off the ground. Mark Roberts at the back, playing in front of McEwen, who kicked 8 goals last week against Essendon. It's out of bounds, just past the 50-metre line, right half forward flank for Collingwood. So Dacos seems to be okay after that knock on the thigh or knee or wherever, so that's good news. Cloak this time against Ironmonger, won by Williams over the back, down to McEwen. Travels about 40 metres in the air, but not too far along the ground. Out of bounds, was it?
Free kick to Taylor, holding the man against Carter. That was a snap decision by the umpire. I reckon it'd be pretty quick to see that.
Didn't see it, I was
well, if
watching
he did, full marks for him, Pete.
Brian Taylor, now he's got a very difficult angle. He's kicked 1 point so far. Again, would need to aim for the left goal post. Light rain falling at the moment. Not a bad sort of a shot. We'll wait on the goal umpire. It's through.
Great goal.
That was a great goal. Taylor brings up his first goal. Collingwood again lead by 6 points, 4-2 to 3-2 at Victoria Park.
That was a great goal. No one of the players were going across to actually right on the boundary line. It was a difficult shot from about 40 metres out, and the umpire didn't even hesitate. Then he just put up the 2 hands. That's how it went through the goalpost, right through the middle. Into the quarter by just on 26 minutes, and Collingwood in front by 6 points. A very close game, a very entertaining match too. Fallows tries to get a hand pass. It goes to Bolt. He's grabbed, but he still gets the ball over now. It's driven up there by Roberts. That's Ian Roberts. A good pass, and Stevie Wright doing a magnificent job for the Swans at the moment. He's got the ball about 65 metres out from goal. Looking for Capper. Falls a bit short. The umpire said play on. They all stood there. I don't know why. It's finally comes back now as a chance here for Murphy. Murphy back to Healy. Healy's kick is wide. Up there looking for Morwood, but Turner got a hand. It was interference there, but the umpire didn't think so. The ball comes back to Turner again. 2 Collingwood players. Turner couldn't get the kick out. And those 2 Swan players ran into each other there. I think it was Mitchell and I'm not quite sure the other player. Got a chance to break clear. It'll be a ball up about 35 metres out from the Swans' goal. Knocked out by Danaher. Oh, Capper dropped that one. Was a difficult one. A hand pass comes by misplaced that time. That'll be a mark to Morwood. That was from William, but went to Karras, and the ball driven up there by Morwood, doing a great job. He and Wright will be the 2 best players on the ground so far. Front is Cloak, couldn't hold the mark. Picked up by McEwen. They soon grab him. It'll be holding the ball against him. Certainly doesn't look like he played last week, as we see Murphy get it back to Carroll. Carroll sends the ball back there towards Moore, but he's swamped here. Oh, there's a free kick. It'll have to go. It'll be a free kick before that'll go to Morwood for interfere, but Turner got one right in the eye. Stunned him a bit too. Kick by Morwood. It's short. It'll be okay, and marked by Edmund, getting away from his opponent. So Edmund would be about 40 metres out from goal, directly in front, and a chance to level the score.
So just see how strong the breeze is, Lou, because he's kicking right into the teeth of it. There's the free kick here before Turner got one.
I reckon, yeah, that's right. Well, okay, the first one was there. Gone for a short pass to be okay, and the ball marked here now by Mitchell. He's only about 20 metres out from goal. The angle a little bit more difficult. Mitchell's already kicked 1 goal. The last one he kicked was a real beauty. There it is. And that's another goal, so scores are dead level again. So we're seeing a great exhibition of football put on by both these sides. 4 goals to 26 points apiece. Into the quarter by 28.5 minutes.
Goal kickers for the Swans, 2 to Mitchell, 1 to Wright, and 1 to Warwick Kappa. And for Collingwood, 2 great goals by Dennis Banks, 1 to Taylor. That was an equally good goal too, I must add, and 1 to Darren Malay. Edmonds' pass to Mitchell, which brought up the goal.
A little bit lax by the Collingwood defence to let Mitchell get his own.
29 minutes gone. Fellows and Ironmonger. Down to Murphy. Mitchell. Those two combining well. Not a good hand pass though to Gerard Healy. Chance for Collingwood to pick the ball up through Abernathy again. Long kick at the back. Mark Roberts. Williams. On it goes to McEwen. McEwen to Banks for goal number 3. No touch. Taylor chance. Taylor must put it through from there, surely. Oh, could they have messed that up? But they didn't.
They made hard work of it, Pete.
Well, I thought they were gone. Banks didn't kick it. 5-2 to 4-2 at Victoria.
Well, that's the worry about being too unselfish, because you see Banks could have easily kicked this goal, but he decided to give a hand pass over to Taylor in a better position. But in Banks's case, they would have gone for the goal. But still, they got away with it.
Down at the other end of the ground, Tipper's becoming a little bit frayed. Gayfer in the thick of things again. That's strange.
Well, he's minding Warwood, and of course, as I said before, they call him Laconey, the best blank in the business, Pete. He won't let Warwood get away from him at all. He's still falling all over the place. The umpire having a talk to Gayfer, but he said, I'm just doing my job. I've done nothing wrong, just standing close to him. Perhaps he doesn't like my hot breath. We ate garlic last night.
Hot breath today, I think it'd be rather exciting under these conditions.
Well, all depends whose hot breath it was, Pete.
That's right. Collingwood by a goal. 2 to Taylor, 2 to Banks. 30 and a half minutes gone. First quarter at Victoria Park. We've seen plenty of action so far. Knocked down by Ironmonger. Tackled by Tony Shaw and Gerard Healy. No holding the ball decision forthcoming. It's going to be a bonus.
Ball up into the quarter by just on 31 minutes. Collingwood in front by 6 points, but it's been nip and tuck all the way. There's the siren to win the first quarter. What a beauty it's been. It's been a great exhibition of football by both sides. 5 goals, 2-32. Collingwood, the Sydney Swans, 4 goals, 2-26.
About 65 metres from the Swans' goal. They trailed by 6 points. 5-2 to 4-2. Mitchell 2 for the Swans, 2 to Taylor, 2 to Banks for Collingwood. Knocked away by Phillips. 2 number 7s, Morwood and Carroll. Free kick going Collingwood's way. It's going to Shane Morwood. Probably Collingwood's best player in the first quarter. The hands of Mark Roberts. Collingwood free kick taken by McEwen. McEwen's kick short to half forward. In front Williams, who could have been in the back against Roberts, picked up by Carter. The tilt goes with a hand pass. Murphy from half back. Long kick to half forward. At the back is Edmund. Kappa backs him up well, gets the hand pass out. The Dano have to be quick. Tui got a chance to put the Swans deep into attack, but that will be out of bounds on the full, and it will be a free kick to Collingwood in the left back pocket.
Kappa's doing a pretty good job down there at full forward. That was good play that time when he got the ball out to his teammate that time.
Well, he's their most effective forward. They didn't have too many forwards functioning well against North Melbourne. Handley's kick up to the half back line again, picked up by Morwood. Over to Dacos at left half back flank. Dacos' kick around to the centre wing position, and the mark taken by David Cloak at the 2-minute mark.
And Cloak is out there on the wing position. Collingwood in front by 6 points. 32 plays, 26. A short pass, and Fellows has got it. They're playing Cloak at centre half forward today, and Fellows in the ruck against Ironmonger. It's about level pegging. Oh, there's a good mark to McEwen. A quick hand pass to Tony Shaw. Over it goes now to Abernathy running. Oh, hand pass to Williams. This will be a goal for Shaw. And the Magpies are now 2 goals in front. Good play on the part of the Collingwood team. Good teamwork. Abernathy could have easily kicked that. 6 goals to 38. To the Sydney Swans, 4 goals to 26. Well, you watch that again. McEwen gets it out there and goes for the hand pass. Good play by Shaw. Now Abernathy could have easily kicked this goal, but spotted Williams in the goal square on his own. And the captain has been off target the last few weeks. Put one through for a goal that may give him some more confidence.
Wouldn't have missed that one of a fit.
3 minutes gone of the second quarter. Ironmonger and Fellows missed that. Fellows missed it again. He might get a free kick for one on the head. And Fellows to take the free kick at centre field. There's a dangerous hand pass to Mullane, but he gets away with it. He's kicked it back down. A mark taken by Abernathy. He's all over the ground. It's a kick long, looking there for Williams. Williams in front. Now it's Banks. This fella can be a dangerous player when he's in top form. He's played some brilliant games. One of the best marks in the business, and
Could have had 3 goals today too.
he wants that. Now Banks, not the most reliable kick in the world, but he'd be about 30 metres out from goal, 35 perhaps. Banks going for goal number 3. There she is on its way. That's coming around too much. I don't think it'll make the distance. A chance for Williams to pick it up. He goes for the hand pass, but at least he's left it in Collingwood's attacking zone right against their point post. Collingwood in front by 12 points. They're kicking to the end that doesn't appear to be favoured by the breeze. Knocked out by Banks again. Picked up by Dacos. He's collared. He's clear now. Snaps at goal, but he's off target. And it's through for 1 point. So that puts the Magpies in front by 13 points. There's 6 goals, 3:39 to the Sydney Swans, 4 goals, 2:26, just over the 4-minute mark of the second quarter.
Rod Carter favours the outer side with a long kick. That's a good 65 metres. Carroll, tackled by Dacos, has broken. Carroll's kick back towards centre field. Abernathy and Neagle. Neagle's been fairly quiet so far. Tony Shaw gets ridden into the ground. Abernathy, as Lou said, all over the place. Back to Tony Shaw, around Williams, who's been fairly quiet. Abernathy again, good tackle down at him. Healy at right centre wing. Seo, good mark.
That was a great mark by Seo because he had the weaving play in front of him, then he backed his judgment. Pete, look at that. That was a great mark.
Kerrison gets ridden into the ground, and a little bit lucky, we'll get one for on the shoulder.
He got the job of tagging Healy. He's been doing it pretty well
yes,
so
he
far.
has done a good job.
It's a long way to go yet.
Oh, he's gone right across the goal. What that achieves, I don't know. Seo in the same place on the other side. Short pass, Tony Shaw. Doesn't bounce too kindly for him. In fact, Shaw could have lost it. He did well to recover. Good tackle, Healy. Tui, rather. Ball socket away for the Swans, up to half forward by Mitchell. Kappa. Turner. Handley. Handley a short pass to centre wing. Great mark, Morwood. Best on the ground so far. Dacos. Dacos right centre wing. Short pass again. Tony Shaw accepted it. Right half forward flank. Banks playing well. Best game since he's come back. Mark Roberts. Great interception.
Bad kick by Banks.
It was. Roberts has kicked long with the breeze. Kappa in the middle of 2. Can't mark. Seo paddles it further forward. Turner fumbles. Opportunity for Tui. Healy. Morwood. Ridden into the ground. No free kick for that. Shane Morwood out to Seo. Seo at centre field, and he'll put Collingwood into attack.
Well, he's going down the ground, goes for a pass out wide. Not a good one. A chance for Bolton. The mark picked it up on the half volley. Well tackled by Mullane. The ball out now to Williams. Has been pretty quiet. The ball shot down there, and a good mark taken by Neagle. Neagle at half forward. A quick hand pass going over now. And it's Mitchell driving the ball up there towards the goals. It's a long shot, the pack fly, and it's through for 1 point. They certainly moved the ball down there pretty quick to the Swans, and there's no doubt about it. When they get their running game going, Pete, they take a bit of beating. 6 goals, 3:39 Collingwood. With the Swans 4 goals, 3:27. Difference of 2 goals, just on the 7-minute mark.
What are their key players down though at the moment, Lou? Williams, Healy, Neagle, to name just 3.
Well, Williams, usually a dominating player, has been tagged by Tony Shaw. Ball back out there towards Fellows, and Ironmonger neither can take the mark. Going after it now as Gafery's grabbed. Can't get clear. The umpire will ball it up. He had no hope that time. And of course, Gafer's got the job of minding Morwood, a difficult one. But so far, Morwood hasn't been in the picture very much.
2 kicks, 2 handballs.
Knocked out by Fellows. Scooped up by Williams. Runs into trouble. He's grabbed the second time. They collar him pretty quickly there. He gets holding the ball. It's a bit difficult, that one. Hand pass coming over to Hand. Hanley goes for a pass.
Oh,
great mark there to Banks. He's in form today. He's out there at half-back. That's a great mark. Up it goes there towards Cloak. Cloak got the hand to it. Did he give a free kick away? The umpire didn't think so, but I thought it could have been a bit doubtful. But Cloak's got the free kick out there on that half, the centre wing position. He comes up to half forward with a 15-metre penalty, looking for Taylor. Taylor and Carter together. Ball knocked out by Carter. He's a very hard man to beat, Carter. Not very spectacular, the tilt, but he's at it all the time. He's been a great asset to the Sydney Swans since switching over. Knocked out by Cloak. Over to Carroll. Carroll's put it out of bounds. So Collingwood have a chance to score here. It'll be a penalty free kick. It'll go to Kerrison. Kerrison's right on the boundary line. He'd be about 40 metres out from goal. A difficult shot. Of course, he's got a tagging role today. He's tagging Healy. There's the kick by Kerrison. Oh, they messed that up, Collingwood. Picked up by Wright. He's grabbed. The ball goes to the boundary line, but it's picked up again by the Swans. Over it goes now to Mitchell. Mitchell's clear at the 50-metre defensive mark. Ball pushed out by Abernathy. Going after as McEwen smothers that one. Picked up by Dacos. Can't get clear. He goes down. They pounce on top of him. It'll be a ball up out there towards the edge of the square, towards the centre wing position. Into the quarter by 9 minutes. And the Magpies in front by 12 points. 6 goals, 3:39 to the Sydney Swans 4-3-27.
Swans yet to score a goal in this quarter with the breeze, knocked away by Fellows. Bradbury. Abernathy could just about score from there, but a short pass instead. That's effective to Williams.
Now, Williams has been off target this year. Peter's already kicked one goal. I think he said to me the other day that when I did a story in the Sun that he'd kicked 14 behinds for the season.
Well,
points.
Yes, I get the terminology correctly, Luke. Mark Williams, 30 metres out from goal. And we'll make it 15, shall we, or is it out of bounds? It's a behind. So he's kicked 1-1 this quarter. He got one, of course, off the ground. About 3 metres out. Carter. Again, gets it some 65 metres. In fact, it almost went to the centre of the ground. Shaw gives away a free kick. Or had gone already earlier to Gerard Healy. Abernathy tackles him. Kerrison. 3 Collingwood players are there. Williams takes the mark. Collingwood crowd wants a 15-metre penalty, and the crowd gets one. I'd like to buy real estate from him. That's about 25 metres. Let's take a look at it again. He was falling over anyway, with the umpire giving him 15 metres, and Williams makes no mistake about that one and puts it through for a goal. His second, so he's kicked down 2-1 out of Collingwood's total of 7-4, 7-4-46, and they're doing it pretty well. The Swans at the moment 4-3-27 at Victoria Park.
The big thing about the Magpies too, Fred, they're tackling pretty hard. There's a complete transformation from their style of football from those early games we watched this year.
Yes, they're tackling. That's probably been the facet of play that's impressed most people in their improvement as they go for their 5th win in succession. Taylor has 2 goals, Banks 2, Williams 2 for Collingwood. 46 plays, 27, 11 minutes into the second quarter. Mitchell puts the Swans into attack. Danaher. Wright. Oh, a throw, he says.
Well, that goes a bit harsh.
Phillips takes the free kick. Again, they're good tackling, bringing the free kick. Tony Shaw. Out to left centre wing. Bradbury playing in front of Bolton. Trying to find Dacos. Does so. Dacos at left centre wing. Collingwood crowd in full cry at the moment. Dacos, Mr. Magic, made it look easy. We've got plenty of targets down there. Yes, Cloak's one of them. Cloak marks. Point blank range directly in front.
Well, the Magpies have got a bit of marking power out there with Cloak playing at centre half court, and of course Taylor. And not forgetting McEwen, who can take a mark, but that's a strong mark by Cloak. He's been staged at full centre half court today permanently, and Fellows doing most of the ruck work. He's only about 20 metres out, if that. And he's put us through for a goal, so Collingwood going away now. And they're kicking against the end that's not favoured by the breeze. 8 goals, 4-52. Ironmonger off the ground. They'll bring Coleman on to the Sydney Swans 4-3-27. That's a difference of 25 points. What's that again? He's juggled all the way. That was Cloak's mark right from the time he grabbed the ball. Now the kick. There she is. Wasn't a great kick, but it's not the best looking kick in the world at any time. 12 and a half minutes gone. Collingwood in front by 25 points. Wait for the centre bounce. It's Coleman on the ground against Fellows. Fellows with another long knockout. Overrunning the ball was Holden. Wright couldn't get clear. They pounce on top of him. He's got one on the shoulder, and rightly so. He's played a great game, Wright, so far.
8 kicks and 3 handballs.
He's been their best player. Picked up by Neagle. Neagle now goes for a hand pass. Back it goes to Mitchell. Borks, he's in trouble. Oh, he's put his teammates under pressure there. Oh, that fella Murphy had no hope as we see Banks coming out with the ball. Was going for a hand pass. It's out wide. It's going for the boundary line. It'll be out of bounds, but it's up there towards the centre wing position. But from Collingwood's point of view, it's safe because it's away from the Swans' attacking zone. They're attacking. I've never seen them attack like this, Collingwood, or tackle so well, Pete.
Yeah, tackling's been excellent.
Back it comes now over to Mullane. The ball driven back by Dacos coming to the game this third quarter. Mullane picked up by Roberts. A hand pass. It's a wild one. Bolton grabs it. Gets it back now to Toohey. Toohey sends the ball back. Lilly a mark to Turner. Williams tries to spin out of the pack. He got one in the back. The umpire didn't think so. Two players clash there, Abernathy and Phillips. They're both on the same side, and the umpire will ball it up right about the centre half forward position for the Sydney Swans. They're 4 goals, 3 to Collingwood, 8 goals, 4. Into the quarter by just over 14 minutes. Back it goes to Mistral, a fresh air shot. Bolton couldn't get clear. Dacos goes down, and the umpire said it'll be holding the ball against him. I don't know if he picked that one out. That's unbelievable, really. So Bolton's got a chance to send them deep into attack, looking for Kappa. Ball tapped down as a go now for Morwood. Running to an open goal. He's put it through, and they badly need that one. Got away from Gaper. So it's Collingwood 8 goals, 4-52 to the Sydney Swans, 5 goals, 3-33.
Well, Morwood putting through a very valuable goal, but just getting back to that free kick, we see that happen a dozen or more, a score of times a day, and suddenly the umpire plucks out one. I wish they'd pay it every time, but it'd certainly break up the patch, wouldn't it? It's only Morwood. 3 kicks, 2 handballs, and that was his first goal. It's 8-4 to 5-3 at Victoria Park. Morwood's first and a valuable one for the Swans. Coleman wins that one out, but picked up by Williams, who'll get a free kick for a high tackle. Playing a good second quarter, Mark Williams, the Collingwood skipper. 5 kicks and 3 handballs so far. He's already kicked 2 goals, 1. Cloak makes good position over the top. McEwen, I'd pay that. He kicked 8 goals last week from the forward pocket. He's 50 metres out. Against the breeze. Coleman to Neagle. Neagle well shepherded. Gets up to the 50-metre defence line. Goes for a short pass. No one there. The boundary line might be the winner ultimately. Shane Morwood trying to keep it in play, but not successful. It'll be a boundary throw-in on centre wing. Swans won earlier in the year, of course, but prior to that, Collingwood won their last 3. Healy. Mullane. Morwood goes down. Gafer. Tackled by Bolton. Mullane again onto Bradbury. Murphy. Murphy from centre field. Well shepherded by Toohey. A long kick, trying to find Capper at the back. Just about got it. Good defence by Handley. Sees the ball over the boundary line. It'll be a boundary throw.
Out of bounds in that forward pocket, about 10 metres around from the Sydney Swans goal. They're trailing by 19 points. Into the quarter by just over 16 and a half minutes. Nothing in this game, really. Collingwood got a bit of a break, but the Swans are bouncing back. But that's typical of this year. Knocked out by Danaher. Here's a go for Mitchell now. He's only got to pick this up and snap at goal, but he won't make the disc. He may put this out of bounds on the full. I think he has. Yes, he has. The free kick will go to Kerrison down there in the back pocket. Capacity house here today, around about the 30,000 mark, I would say, Pete.
He's playing well, Kerrison on the Healy, Luke.
Yes, he's had him well covered. A long way to go yet. Pack fly. No one can take the mark. The scrimmage developing here, and the umpire will ball it up right on the 50-metre mark for the Sydney Swans in their attacking zone. They're 5 goals, 3 to Collingwood, 8 goals, 4. Knocked out by Fellows, dominating the ruck now because Ironmonger's off the ground. Picked up by Williams. A hand pass comes back to Handley. In a bit of trouble. He went right into a brick wall. They had no hope holding the ball against. The umpire called play on Mitchell. Clear going for goal number 2 to Gapper. That could be a free kick to Gapper, I reckon, for interference, but the umpire didn't think so. I reckon that's interference, Pete. I'm not kidding on that. Golly. He had no hope of
That's right.
that.
Here it is again.
You watch, he's got no hope of spotting the ball.
He went straight for, that's right, straight for Kappa.
I don't know about that. I must be a bad judge of football as I see the ball coming back in out of the wing position, picked up by Abernathy, went for the boundary line, I should imagine. He did, and it's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in on the Swans half-forward on about 75 metres around from their goal. They're trailing by 18 points. Fellows and Coleman. Knocked out by Fellows, going after it now as Williams over to Hill. He's been well collared. A go for a goal now. Bolton running on over one. Let's fly. Capper put his hands to it, trying to scoop it in, but he's well covered by Seo, and it's through for 1 point. Got a very difficult job, that young Seo, but he's still doing pretty well. But Capper's been a pretty valuable. He's been a real team man today, as a matter of fact, Capper.
Capper's been their best forward, without any shadow of doubt.
17 points the difference. So the Swans bouncing back when the Magpies looked as though they were going to run away. As the kick back into play again, that's Roberts coming right down from the back line to take the mark at half-forward, about 55 metres out from goal as we approach the 19-minute mark.
Roberts, 55 from goal, long kick into the square. Danaher and Morwood. And off the hands, through for one behind. To the Swans, rushed. 8-4 to 5-6. 52 to 36, a difference of 16 points. And again, Abernathy won the job of kicking in, which he does so well. Not a long kick on this occasion, but Dacos, he'll get around Mitchell, but only just. Morwood in front, can't outmark Tui. Good strong mark then by Bernard Tui. A long way from goal. Subsequently goes for a short pass. It's a shot. The easiest mark that Mark Williams will get all day, I think.
Played fairly well this quarter, Mark Williams.
He's had a purple patch, hasn't he? Kicked 2 goals. Coleman got edged out by Bradbury, who ultimately comes out with the kick. Bradbury's kick is a short one to centre wing. In front is Holden, clear of Banks, but the ball beating both of those players over the line. And at the 20-minute mark of the term, we'll see a boundary throw-in. Swans kicking with the breeze, but Collingwood have done most of the scoring in this quarter. Cloak and Coleman, won by Coleman, knocked away from Wright. Down to Dacos, doesn't bounce kindly for him. Tony Shaw goes over, now holds onto the ball, made no attempt to get rid of it. So theoretically, if we take a line from a previous decision, he should have been penalised. Bounce, centre wing. Knocked down by Fellows, as Lou said, doing well in the rucks, and Ironmonger went off. Long hand pass by Dennis Carroll, knock on by Neagle, picked up by Bolton. Hurried hand pass. Danaher, Stevie Wright, the Swans leading kick getter, 50 metres out, still closer, shoots at goal. They need one here, off target, 1 point. That, I think, is 4 points in a row that they've kicked. 8-4 to 5-7.
Well, they're bouncing back pretty well, Pete, when you consider they looked as though they were going down the drain there for a while, so they're back in the game, and they're playing the better football than Collingwood.
Well, they can't score goals. Collingwood's defence standing pretty firm. Abernathy again. Dacos finds him once more. Let's try Turner, it is. No, it is Dacos. It was right the first time. Cloak to Tony Shaw. Cloak again. Tries to find Tony Shaw once more. Cole caught in possession. No, says the umpire. Collingwood crowd were looking for a free kick. Disappointed that one was not forthcoming, but it's going to be a bounce at Collingwood's right half-forward.
21 and a half minutes gone. Collingwood 52 points with the Swans 37. The ball on Collingwood's half-forward line. Knocked out by Cloak. Wright goes down, tries to get a hand pass out. Grabbed by Williams, over to Bolton. Bolton to clear another hand pass. A good one over to Holden. Holden from half-forward looking for Capasio at the back. Oh, brilliant mark by Seo. That was a great mark. This kid's got a bit of talent, I reckon. Gone for a short pass, it's dangerous, but it's okay. Kerrison's got it at centre-half back.
He's got to come back there.
Bringing it back. It's a bit of bad luck. I can't work that out. They're still playing on out there, but it's got to come back to see. That was a great mark.
He doesn't
wants that mark again. But when I first saw this kid, I thought he was a batter, but that's a real classy mark, isn't it?
Good mark. Excellent mark.
Seo, I think what the coach should tell to tuck his girds into his pants, because he looks like a bit of a slop there, but he still can play football.
I think that's the bottom line.
Ball back into play again. Fellows in front, got his hands but couldn't hold the mark. Danaher gets a hand pass out now to Mitchell. Mitchell goes to Bolton. Well tackled by Abernathy. A beautiful tackle. He's up again. It's the hand pass, hold the ball. That was a magnificent tackle by Abernathy. What a play it was turned out to be. Since going to defence, Fellows got a chance to mark. Oh, he'll get a free kick against him there, but can go to right. So Wright's got the free kick about 60 metres out from goal with a 15-metre penalty.
9 kicks and 5 handballs.
He's their best player, I'd say, and Bolton looking very dangerous too. He's right on the 50-metre mark. They're trailing by 15 points. There's the kick by Little Wright. That's a magnificent kick. It's a goal. That's his second. And of course the difference now, only 9 points. 8 goals, 452. Collingwood with the Sydney Swans bouncing back. 6 goals, 743.
Well, you used the word magnificent because he was right on the 50-metre line. And that ball going through halfway up the goalposts. A great kick by Stevie Wright, certainly with the breeze. But a valuable one for the Sydney team. 2 to Wright, 2 to Mitchell, the leading goal kickers for the Swans.
Just over the 23-minute mark, 9 points the difference. Knocked out by Cloak in the ruck now. Boots it back looking for McEwen. He went for the punt, successful. Comes back to Mullane. Picked it up okay. Goes for a long hand pass. Tapped out by Williams to McEwen. He's got a chance to score. Hooks the ball back towards the goals. It's Carter and Fellas, but good play on the part of Carter, and then knocked on by Carroll through for 1 point. So the difference 10 points. 53 plays 43. Neither side getting that decided break. It looked as though the Magpies had the big chance then when they led by 25 points. But full mark to the Swans. They bounce back. Gay forgot his hands to it, couldn't hold it. Roberts has grabbed, but he clears steer of his opponent. Drives the ball back towards Danaher. Danaher and Phillips punched out by Phillips. It comes towards the boundary line. Morwood goes down. Danaher's down. They pile on top of him and the umpire will ball it up. Still about 75 metres out from the Sydney Swans goal.
Collingwood's two-pronged ruck. Cloak and Fellows doing well. It's Cloak's turn at the moment. He won that one away from Mark Roberts. Bolton off the ground. Tries to find Neagle. Phillips will be content to see it over the boundary line, which he does. And at the 50-metre mark, it will be a boundary throw.
Incidentally, Pete Phillips doing a pretty good job on Danaher too. He's had him well smothered.
Phillips has had a good season, hasn't he?
Certainly
I don't think I've seen Greg Phillips put in a bad game. Cloak to Tony Shaw. Gets dispossessed pretty quickly. Little Mitchell's playing a good game. That's holding the ball, is it? No. Picked up by Abernethy. Playing an excellent game as he did last week. Good mark taken by Glenn Coleman. Holden. Long kick to half forward. Almost a mark to Edmund. Didn't see much of him so far. Gaper spins out, then into trouble. Phillips. Turner. Stevie Wright's in there for the Swans. Good shepherd from Toohey. Wright's kick into the goal square. It will be a score. Through for a point. So the Swans off target, missing a lot of opportunities. 8-5 to 6-8. The difference of only 9 points. Time on being played in the second term as Bruce Abernethy will bring the ball back. Hoping the member stand side, looking for and finding Darren Mullane. Short pass, McEwen. Off he goes. He kicked 8 last week. Can he get one here? 20-metre hand pass. Banks for another one to Collingwood. Banks steadies, but didn't steady long enough.
Could have run another 20 metres, Pete. And he could have dragged that Carter up and given the hand pass over there to Taylor.
6-8 to 8-6. 10 points the difference. Carter, short pass. That could be dangerous, but it's okay. And a 15-metre penalty will be applicable there to Roberts, surely. No. On a Holden. Holden's kick around towards the wing position. Over the top, Phillips. Another good mark. He's got the hand pass away to Tony Shaw.
Tony Shaw goes for hand pass out there to Bradley at half forward, running the 50-metre mark. Let's fly, looking for Taylor. Williams is down. There's no one there for Collingwood except the Swans defender. Mark Roberts takes a good mark. And hasn't this bloke improved a million miles, really, hasn't he?
Certainly has. He played a great game on Roach a few weeks ago.
Well, he has. I don't think I've seen him play a bad game for the last 4 or 5 weeks. Knocked out by Phillips again. He's had him well covered. Danaher, a hand pass coming over there. We see Shaw pick it up. Shaw on the half-forward line goes for a kick. Players settle themselves. Punched out again by Carroll. Back it goes to Abernethy. He's all over the place. A long kick looking for Dacos in position. Got a tap out. Carter comes in, fumbles the ball. Dacos got a chance to score here now, and he's put it through. Brilliant play on the part of Peter Dacos. The Macedonian marvel, they call him. 9 goals, 660. Collingwood to the Sydney Swans, 6 goals, 844.
Well, Collingwood just making the most most of their scoring opportunities. The Swans have been into attack probably for the last 20 minutes or so, but they haven't been able to score goals.
Bad luck for Carter. Was knocked out by Dacos, but Carter couldn't pick it up. But typical of Carter, of Dacos, kept on going and snapped that through for a lovely goal.
10 kicks and 2 handballs to Peter Dacos.
Playing well in the centre, wherever he's playing. I don't even know where they play half the time, Pete, but Abernathy doing a marvellous
That's right,
job.
well, Abernathy's all over the place, isn't he?
He's kicking at full back, he's down there on the forward line, he's on the back line, he's all over the place. I think he's got the role of a ruck rover or some sort of a play. I wouldn't know what it is. Ball comes back now to Gaper. Missed that one completely. They've all lost sight of that. The umpire will ball it up down towards the Sydney Swans centre half forward position. Collingwood 9 goals, 660 to the Sydney Swans 6,844, a difference of 16 points. The biggest margin here today was 25 points, held by Collingwood in this early part of the match. The kick by Mitchell's a funny old one. Comes back there to Nagel. He's grabbed it. No hope of getting out of that. Neither Williams, but he's still got a kick. The umpire will ball it up round about the centre field area. Into the quarter by just on 29 minutes. Collingwood in front by 16 points.
Ball up at centre field. Coleman and Cloak, won by Coleman. Could almost be a free to Mitchell. Gafer. Shaw. Bradbury at centre field, looking for Abernathy. As Lou mentioned, we would like to know where he's playing because it seems to be everywhere. McEwen.
Nearly went up.
Oh, gee, did he what he has now. Shoots at goal and puts it through. So McEwen, who got 8 last week, has put through his first for the afternoon. Collingwood second at the time on period. The Magpies lead 10-6 to 6-8.
It's a funny thing about a player now. You take McEwen, he's been struggling for the last, since he joined the club, and all of a sudden he kicks out 8 goals, and he looks as though he's going to be a player now. That gives a player a lot of confidence, particularly a young player, Pete.
Collingwood's 10th goal, and once again they lead by 22 points over the Sydney Swans. 22 points the difference. That was McEwen's first goal. 66 plays 44 as we get to, and in fact past the 30-minute mark of the quarter. Williams past Mullane. Chance for the Swans again to go into attack through Murphy. Murphy's kick, he'll try to find Kappa, but Sio again is doing a great job down there. Sees the ball over the boundary line. It will be a throw-in some 10 metres from the behind post.
I just think that a coach must have a tremendous amount of confidence in a player like Sio to put him on a bloke like Kappa. Don't you think? I'd give full marks to Lee Matthew, but the game's a long way from over yet.
He did a good job on Matten too against Essendon. Knocked away by Cloak, and in fact out of bounds as the siren goes for the end of the second quarter, with Collingwood leading by 22 points. 10-6-66 to 6-8-44.
Footballer, you've got to go for the mark. The VFL mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at leading stores. Real footy gear, real footy accessories, real footy supporters gear too, in all club colours and badges.
Go for the mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at leading stores.
McDonald bounces the ball for the start of the third term at Victoria Park, with Collingwood leading by 22 points after they led by 6 points at the first change. Ironmonger taps it out, but not very far. Cloak off the ground. That was a magnificent kick right up towards the full forward position. Carter in front of Taylor on this occasion, and the ball hustled over the boundary line. 40 metres from goal, it will be a boundary throw-in. Carter's done a good job on Taylor, but despite that, Taylor has kicked 2 goals.
Not a very spectacular player, but a very serviceable player. Concentrates all the time, Pete.
Over the top, Ironmonger tapped down to Stevie Wright. 4 Swans players are there, or 5, and now it's number 5, Roberts, but he gets ridden into the ground by Bradbury. Umpire says no free kick. Ball out of bounds before actually Holden kicked it, and it's going to be a boundary throw-in about 45 metres from goal.
What's improved Collingwood's game over the last 5 or 6 weeks is their tackling.
Down by Dacos to Carroll. Ian Roberts.
Oh.
No one tackling him. Roberts runs his full distance. A long kick up towards the centre wing position. Over the top, Danaher can't complete the mark. On the bottom, Cloak. Holden. And a good safe mark taken by Phillips, and he'll get a 15-metre penalty, I reckon, for that. Played a very good game today, but he's had a very solid season, Greg Phillips. Carroll, an ironmonger fly. It's left to McEwen from 40 metres out. The shoot at goal with the breeze. Goal number 2 to Ronnie. And Collingwood go further ahead to 28 points. 11-6 to 6-8 on 7th big lead.
Well, it's a marvellous thing, as I said, in that second quarter. We see Phillips drive the ball down there. A little bit of bad luck with the Swans because McEwen bounced the wrong way for Mark Roberts, but McEwen 6 weeks ago was struggling to get in the side, and last year he was in and out and he was up for criticism why he was picked. 8 goals last week and 2 today, now looking like a player. What it does to your confidence.
2 goals to Taylor, 2 to Banks, 2 to Williams and 2 to McEwen. Leading goal kickers for Collingwood. 72 plays 44. Collingwood lead by 28 points. Now at the 2-minute mark of the third term.
It's out of bounds again. Well, I don't know who got that knockout. Healy got one on the back. He was grabbed, but he didn't have it. And he'll get the free kick at centre field. But he's been well held by Kerrison today. That's the job Kerrison's had, tagging him.
4 kicks, 2 handballs.
Kick by Healy is over the centre half forward position. The pack get ready. Punched out by the Collingwood defence. Bolton still playing pretty well. Gafer goes the punch. He's got the job of Morwood. He's held in pretty well too. So they've pinpointed about 3 or 4 players, Collingwood, and it's worked out okay. Tony Shaw minding Williams, and Williams has been down with kicks today and hand passes. He's had 7 possessions. Up to this stage, the match normally round about the 25 possession mark. The free kick will go to Mitchell, who's been a pretty good player today. Stevie Wright's also firing, and Bolton. Kappa. That's a great mark to Kappa. In front of CO that time. Now, Kappa's only about 25 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle. That's a strong mark, and there's no doubt about it. This fella can mark. And he comes up for a lot of criticism, but these are the sort of players that make football, Pete, what it is today. They're spectacular, they're colourful players, and everybody, in particular their own followers, love them, even though the opposition hate them.
Yeah, every side needs one.
Going for goal number 2. What's he done with it? He's put it through. That's goal number 2 to Kappa. Just over the 3.5-minute mark. 11 goals, 672 Collingwood to the Sydney Swans, 7-8-50. Difference of 22 points, and the Swans have bounced back. Strong mark. See how a little bit late on the scene, but he's done pretty well. Now the kick. An awkward style, but he still gets results. Of course, he had a wonderful day up there in Sydney a few weeks ago when he kicked 10 goals. Pete.
2 to Mitchell, 2 to Wright and 2 to Kappa. Leading goal kickers for the Swans. The difference once again 22 points.
Centre bounce again. Collingwood still in front by 22 points. Their kick to the end that is favoured by the breeze. Knocked out by Cloak. Comes back there to Bradbury. Goes down. Did he get one on the back? The umpire said it'll be home. The man will go to Dacos. Dacos looking all right today as he sends the ball long. That's a long kick up there looking for Taylor. Punched out by Carter. Williams goes the grab but couldn't pick it up. McEwen's there on the boundary line. A hand pass back to Taylor in a bit of trouble over to Williams. A left foot snap at goal. But he's off target and the ball is out of bounds on the full. So into the quarter by just over 4.5 minutes. It's Collingwood 11 goals, 672 to the Sydney Swans, 7 goals, 850.
Greg Williams, not a leading possession gatherer today like he usually is for the Swans. Only had 7 possessions. This will be his 8th. Williams from back pocket right to the 50-metre line. At the back was Morwood. Knock on for Collingwood by Kerrison. Tony Shaw gets into the back of Bolton. In goes Bradbury. Tony Shaw again. The 2 number 22s. Holden is with him. Healy. Carroll. Well shepherded by Neagle. Carroll's kick up towards centre field. In front is Morwood. Knocked away by Phillips. Browning runs into plenty of trouble. Out comes Murphy. Caught with the ball.
I don't think I've ever seen a Collingwood tackle, a side tackle like this, Pete.
And Ian Roberts doesn't look in the best of shape either. 2 Collingwood players flew with each other. Not good football. No talking there at all. Loose ball out towards the boundary line. Stevie Wright, easily the Swans' best player, but he's always in their best 3 or 4. Now Ironmonger having a bit of a wrestle down there with Brian Taylor, I think it is. Play continues. Williams has a shot at goal from 50 metres out. The breeze carrying that a long way. And McEwen's got the mark. Plays on, short pass, Banks.
Oh, he looks good, McEwen now. That last week's match, it's worked wonders for that kid. It's given him all the confidence in the world, Pete.
Certainly has. I'm just having a look at Ian Roberts. I don't know whether it's a shoulder or whatever, but he looks a pretty sick sort of a boy. Now Dennis Banks has kicked 2 goals. He could have had 3. Banks 35 metres out directly in front. Goal umpire doesn't move. 3 goals to Banks. Collingwood go further ahead. 7's big lead. The scoreboard, Victoria Park, 12-6 to 7-8.
That's a difference of about 28 points. What's that again? Williams sets it up. This is a difficult mark by McEwen. Looked as though it was going through for a point for sure, but too strong for Mark Roberts. Roberts going straight up the race, of course. Young Roberts got a nasty. He's been a very good player this year, the last couple of years. So we can't see that, but he is up the race, and I don't think he'll take any more passes.
That's how it happened on the 7 Sports Spotlight. Approaching the 7-minute mark now of the third quarter. Collingwood by 28 points. Cloak back in the ruck with Ironmonger. Collingwood again. Long punch out. McEwen at the edge of the square. Mullane. Plenty of time to steady. High ball to half forward. Banks. Dennis Banks missed a lot of this year through injury, but I don't think many would argue when I say that today has been his best game back. Here's the mark again. Banks playing in front. He's got a good pair of hands. Banks.
Just a couple of easy ones today too, Pete.
Yes, he could have had a couple more. He's kicked 3 for goal number 4. And just about the ball game, I reckon. The Swans looking down the barrel at the moment, but that one off target, I feel. 1 behind, says the goal umpire. So as we approach the 8-minute mark, the difference 29 points in the third quarter.
29 points the difference. Wait for the ball to come back into play. Collingwood into attack. Ball back into play by Carter. Out there to the 50-metre mark. In front is Banks again. Couldn't hold that, knocked out by Cloak. There's 3 or 4 Swans going after it. Picked up by Bolt. Back it goes to Dewey. Taps it down now to Neagle. He's hardly had a touch today so far. Phillips and Danaher, punched out by Phillips, doing a great job in defence. A stack up there on that wing position. The umpire will ball it up out there towards the centre wing position on the outer side of the ground. Collingwood in front by 29 points. Collingwood 7th on the league ladder. Winterday would move him up, knocked out by Cloak again. Over to Mullane. This looks dangerous. He's gone for a pass. Williams in front. Good defensive play that time by Holden. Down goes Mark Roberts. Over it goes to Danaher, now playing in defence. It's a wild kick.
Danaher playing on Banks, Luke.
Ball coming out now to Morwood. Couldn't pick that up. It goes after Green. Well played that time by Dewey. A hand pass coming out now to Carroll. He hasn't played a bad game today either. Seo goes for the knock, and this gives Edmund a chance. Falling on top of the ball was Turner. Tries to tip it back. Kappa's there too, fighting ferociously, and the umpire will ball it up down there in the forward pocket position with the Sydney Swans. They certainly got it down there pretty quickly. They're trailing by 29 points. Cloak back to Seo, picked up by Dacos. Seo goes down. Did he get one on the back? The umpire didn't think so. It's out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in. Collingwood smothering pretty well. They're in front by 29 points. The Swans in plenty of trouble. Knocked out by Phillips. Down goes Healy. Kerrison's had him pretty well tagged all day too, and not giving him much space to breathe, Pete. He's been really
doing a good job.
Yeah, and Tony Shaw tagging Williams. And there's Tony Morwood off the ground. Of course, he's been tagged by Gaper. That'd frighten the heck out of you. 2 knocked out by Seo. Back to Dacos. Smothers the ball. He was grabbed when he didn't have it. It was brilliant play on the part of Dacos. And there's no doubt about the Macedonian marvel when he lets himself go. He's getting back to his best form. He's played a fairly good game here today too.
Kick up towards the centre wing position. Over the top, Banks! Oh, great mark. He's shaping up as Collingwood's best player. As we watch that in replay, Banks kick now towards left half forward flank. Williams. Ironmonger. Mitchell from centre field goes straight down the ground. That's the way the Swans have got to go at the moment, but playing in front. The mark taken down there by Dacos. Dacos coming back to some of his best form as well. Out wide, Mullane, good mark over Neagle.
Quite a fair game too, Pete.
Neagle's been very quiet, only had 4 possessions so far. 6 kicks to Mullane and 5 handballs. Mullane from centre wing. Carter over the back. Ball down to Browning. Picked up by Denner, as I mentioned, now playing on backs in defence. Bolton from right half-back flank, short pass to centre wing, it's effective. Dennis Carroll, Swan skipper, his kick dropping a little bit short. Phillips lost sight of it, but you're actually watching Capper, I think. Gafer just about caught with the ball, affects the hand pass. Picked up by Murphy, snapshot of goal is off target. Out of bounds. No, it's not out of bounds. Right. Goes through solidly. Doesn't he always? But it's going to be a bounce about 15 metres out from the Swans' goal. Collingwood's defence very, very tight today. To concede so far only 7 goals, and 4 of those came in the first quarter. Knocked away by Cloak. Healy just about tripped himself up. Picked up by Mitchell. On to Bolton. On to Stevie Wright again. Breaks one tackle. Wright has a snapshot of goal himself. Is off target and 1 point. They badly needed a goal.
Been a great little battle today, this fellow Wright. 12 a great performance, Pete.
To 7-9. 12 kicks to Stevie Wright and 6 handballs. So 18 possessions, not a bad effort. The mark taken by Phillips, who's been well on top at half-back, or Carroll, let him have one. Handley. Handley from centre wing to half-forward. McMullen. Banks again. As I said, shaping up as Collingwood's best player. From 40 metres out, he's put through another one. And Dennis Banks' 4 goals has made the game, I would say, almost safe for Collingwood. 13-7, 85 to 7-9, 51.
Well, that was great fun play on the part of McEwen. See him tap that out. And beautifully anticipated by McMullen and spotted Banks at the 50-metre mark. He took advantage of that and put it through for his 4th goal.
So 4 goals to Dennis Banks, 2 to Taylor, Williams and McEwen, the leading goal kickers for Collingwood. And the Eddelstons and their party not looking too happy at the moment.
Warmbot sagging a bit. Knocked out by Ironmonger, back there towards Mitchell. Mitchell going after, that's Murphy, I should say. Bolton couldn't get clear, tacked there by, it'll be a free kick, it'll be against Murphy. A good tackle by Abernathy. He's played a great game again today.
14 kicks.
I think he's had quite a few hand passes too, Pete. The kick by Abernathy's a long one up there towards centre half. McEwen flew high at the back of the Packers' hold and stayed down. Intelligent play that time. Has the ball, goes for a short pass, looking for Neagle, but he's been pretty well covered by Mullane. He's got a chance now to get clear. He's out there at half-back, gets a hand pass, not a good one. Grounding off the ground, oh, down he goes. That was a good dart to be holding the ball again, but the umpire's called play on. Paying the advantage rule over there to Edmund. Chance for Abernathy. Ball knocked out by Morwood. Plenty of Collingwood defenders there. They're scouting out well. The Swans are starting to fall apart as we see Turner drive it out to Mullane. Short pass and a beauty over to Dacos. Picks it up on the first bounce. Goes for a long kick towards the goals. McEwen's got a chance. But we see McMullen drop. That was a difficult mark. He'll give a hand pass back there to Banks going for goal number 5. Spins out of the back. Tries to give it back to McMullen. But a fumble now by Bolton. But he's clear. Too long there for Ironmonger. Coming in as Taylor. A hand pass to McMullen. Gets around his opponent now. Straightens up. Fires at the goals. It won't come around enough. McEwen's there. It's finally through for 1 point.
Not good play by McMullen. Dacos was on his own.
Well, it was a bit difficult, Pete, because he was under a bit of pressure. 13 goals, 886 to 7-9, 51, a difference of 35 points. Ball back into play again. Ironmonger had no trouble grabbing that one. But he was off the ground for half a quarter in the second. Back it goes to Mitchell. Mitchell out wide to Murphy. Ball tapped away from Carroll. They got him down there playing at centre half forward now, trying to revitalise the side. They're boot players all over the place, which is most unlike Tommy Hafey. The last move he made when he went to have a cup of tea. Ball knocked out by Cloak. Picked up again by Kerris, and that's Healy's tag, and he's had him well covered all day. Right on the boundary line, and it's out of bounds on Collingwood's half-forward line, about 75 metres around from their goal.
I suppose he had nothing to lose by moving Danaher to half-back, Lou, because he was well beaten at half-forward.
That's right, 13-8-86. Collingwood to the Sydney Swans, 7-9-51.
Swans into attack again up towards the centre wing position. Phillips behind Carroll on this occasion, and the Swan skipper takes the mark a little bit short of left half-forward flank. Camper at the back has to beat 3 Collingwood opponents, one of whom is Shane Morwood. Handley around Mitchell, past Healy, leaves it for Neagle, runs into Kerrison on the shoulder. Interesting one. Neagle could have almost been penalised for being in possession. Not so, says the umpire, Dennis Carroll. Cloak on his own. The easiest mark he'll get today.
Well, they're disorganised up there on the forward line, the Swans, Pete, at the moment.
Totally, absolutely. David Cloak, just up from right back pocket. Cloak's funny kicking style has seen the ball straight into the hands of Danaher, who, as I mentioned, had been moved onto Banks. Back to Browning. Browning's kick dropping short over to Stevie Wright. Cloak again. Stevie Wright again. Wright, 12 metres out, kicks it into Cloak again. Back to Seo. Seo gets clear. Long kick, Danaher in the road. Moore should have taken the mark. Umpire says it will be a bounce.
Should have grabbed that, Pete.
Yes, he should have. Still, it's
Great
easy
play by Seo down there. Just to say that ball was unbelievable.
It's easy from up here. Ironmonger taps it straight down to Williams, who says thanks very much. Williams' kick out towards left half forward flank. And as Lou calls him, the Macedonian marvel, Peter Dacos takes the mark. Dacos a long way from goal, around Holt. Short pass. Oh, Bradbury, I think, was a little bit asleep there. He turned his back on the play. Ball out of bounds.
Yes, Bradbury, that was one of the biggest sins you can do in football, turned his back on play because Dacos had the ball down to him. He was on his own.
So a boundary throw in about 15 metres from the behind post. In Collingwood's attacking zone, and they've been doing most of it this quarter. Knocked down by Ironmonger, but not to the right player. Hand pass comes out to Dacos from Taylor. Dacos in a little bit of trouble. Can't get clear, and we will see a bounce at the 40-metre mark as we approach the 18-minute mark of the term.
Collingwood in front. They're 86 to 51, a difference of 35 points. A goal here by the Magpies would put the Swans really in the hot seat. Knocked out by Ironmonger. A hurried kick by Holden back there towards Tui, but Morewood's there. Going in now is Carroll. Copped Phillips. He's got two of them. Turner to go on with it. Down goes Bradbury. Tries to get clear. Murphy's grabbed by Kerrison. The umpire will ball it up. Well, as I said before, Pete, I don't think I've seen Collingwood tackle as hard as this for a long, long time.
That takes you back to the good old sides. Yes.
Chance for Abernathy to get clear. Kicked away by Williams out towards the half-forward line. Coming out to meet it now is Banks. Banks and Danaher. Banks goes down. A hand pass coming over there to Holden. Great mark taken by Bradbury. Well, they're playing well on top of the Swans at the moment. Short pass, he's gone right across to the centre, but it'll be safe, and Abernathy's got it in centre field. Another short pass, they let it run all over the place as Williams drives it long. Up there towards Taylor and Carter. Carter's had him pretty well covered. He's only got 2 goals up to this stage of the match. Danaher too slow. Danaher too slow, and a good tackle by Taylor. And that's a different Taylor. Last year he used to throw the sponge in and wouldn't go after him. This year he's really going after him if he doesn't get the ball. There's Williams going over. This is Williams of the Swans picking it up now, out there towards Morewood. And Carroll, but Carroll's having a bit of bad luck. They couldn't get it clear and it's out of bounds. But I wouldn't blame him for their, why they're so far down the drain, because he played pretty well, their captain.
12 kicks.
All the ruckman missed that. Williams fumbling, couldn't get clear, but the umpire said he was held on but didn't have the ball. He'll take the free kick there at half back.
Really, Williams 11th possession so far.
13-8-86 Collingwood to the Sydney Swans 7-9-51. And there's a good mark taken this time by Turner. Ball play on, that's a hurried kick, it's a bad one, and the ball marked again by Holden. A quick hand pass coming over to Williams, he balks. Back it goes now to Mitchell. Mitchell goes wide looking for Capper. He's got a start on Seo here, but Edmund's there too. Edmund balks. Comes back on the left boot looking for a lead there from Carroll. The back is Phillips. That's a great mark to Carroll. A great mark.
Yes, Carroll's played well today. Certainly been one of the Swans' best 3. 12 kicks and 4 handballs for the Swan skipper.
Very inspiring player too, Pete. He's doing everything he possibly can to lift the team.
Yes, well, Danaher had to be moved away from Phillips. He was moved on to Banks, but Banks has still been one of Collingwood's best players with 4 goals, but Carroll equally good in defence or attack. The Swan skipper has a chance to bring up a goal. I don't need to add that it would be a badly needed one. It looks okay from here, judging by the silence behind the goal. So Carroll puts through his first of the afternoon. The Swans 8-9, 57 to 13-8-86.
Well, actually, the Magpies have had the ball on their forward line for most of this quarter. They really haven't capitalised the amount of times they've had the ball on the forward line. There we see the ball driven out there by Edmund, and that's a strong mark because we've seen a very aggressive defender in Phillips. Tommy Hafey on the phone. No wonder, but still his side's bouncing back.
21 minutes into the third quarter, 86 plays, 57, 29 points in favour of Collingwood. They go into attack again through Peter Dacos, having a ripper game. Bolton to Danaher. Long kick by the Swans centre-half back now out to Stevie Wright and Handley. Wright playing an excellent game for the Swans. It's certainly not his fault either that they're down the drain. Kappa went for the knock-on, trying to beat 3 players, one of whom is Sio. The ball rebounds to Jamie Turner, but the umpire has decided on a bounce, which will take place inside the 50-metre line and almost directly in front of goal. Coleman and Cloak. Down to Mitchell. Shaw just about threw it out to Sio. Neagle. Healy. Healy from half forward. Wobbly old punt kick over the top. Morwood. And again a bounce from this time umpire Peter Howe, about 12 metres out from goal. Still in the Swans forward pocket, 22 minutes into the term. Swans have lost 2 out of their last 3, so they must win this afternoon, but they certainly don't look like doing it at the moment. Tony Shaw close to the boundary line, can't gather it in, and once again it'll be a boundary throw.
Out of bounds about 40 metres around from the Sydney Swans goal. 29 points down. On a goal here badly. Cloak and Coleman. They're keeping ironmonger for that last quarter. We see Carroll trying to get clear, but the umpire will ball it up, the crowd yelling out, hold the ball. I don't think he had much chance then. So it'll be a ball up about 30 metres out from the Sydney Swans goal. Cloak and Coleman. Cloak gets it out, tried to kick it, but couldn't get clear. The ball tapped on the umpire's foul, a free kick. It'll go to the Swans. It'll be Mitchell to take the free kick, and little Mitchell's already kicked 2 goals, and this is not far out. He's only about 35 metres out on a slight angle and could easily get one here now. This will bring him back into business, only make them 23 points down. There she is on its way. And that's a good kick. It's another goal to the Swans, so you've got to give them courage. They're bouncing back. Give them praise, I should say. 13-8-86 to the Sydney Swans 9-9-63.
They took a leaf out of Stevie Wright's book that have plenty of courage, because he's played very well this afternoon as we watch a replay. That kick never looked like deviating, and the goal umpire indicating 4 points, and Mitchell brings up 2 flags for the 3rd time. Wright has 2 and singles to Carroll and Morwood. Capper also has 2 goals for the Swans.
Well, we're back in the centre now at the just on the 24-minute mark. 23 points the difference, and the Swans certainly not giving in. 23 points down. Sydney Swans knocked out that time. Well, neither ruckman got control. Then it's knocked out again. Over to Neagle by Cloak. Chance here for Turner. At the back there is Morwood trying to juggle the mark. The umpire called play. That's his brother on his back there. Finally, it comes back to Karras. The hand pass back to Sio. A short pass. Bradbury's got it in his own. He's got a paddock to run in here. Now he's taking advantage of that. Let's see what he can do with it. The lead coming from Taylor. But a shocking kick, and a mark well intercepted that time by Holt. Well, Taylor gave him a great leap. It was a bad kick. Ball back into play again. Back there towards the wing position. Knocked out by Sio. Picked up by Coleman. Coleman clear. Sends the ball wide out there towards the half-back line. Punched out by Abernathy. Scooped in by Moore. He's grabbed. Murphy goes after it again. Back to Neagle. The Swans bouncing back now. They go back into attack. Not a good kick by Neagle. The ball marked here by Turner at centre half-back. Magpies not out of the wood by a long shot as the ball finally comes out there to Morwood. It's a pass. Bradbury's got it again. Quick hand pass. Tony Shaw on the centre wing position. Done a pretty good job today, Tony Shaw. That's a perfect pass. The ball marked here by McMullen. Borgs gets around his opponent pretty well then. He runs to the 50-metre mark. I should imagine they have a shot here. Let's fly. It's right across the face of goals. Plenty of Collingwood players. Banks gets up high. Browning goes for a long hand pass. Coming in to meet it is Williams. He's grabbed. Grabbed again. That's nearly held the man, I would say, but the umpire said no as Mark Roberts missed the kick. Comes up now to Mullane. He can't get clear now. It's Williams getting clear. Bork gets around Phillips. A good hand pass over there to Browning. A long kick back towards centre half forward. And Coleman's got the mark. Ready to send them into attack with a quick hand pass to Toohey. Up it goes now to Mitchell. Coming in as Kappa. At the back, he's grabbed Kappa. Was it on the ball? No, the umpire said no as Morwood knocks it away to Dacos. Dacos in plenty of trouble. Can't get clear. Still plenty of scrambling going. That's Mitchell going down, and the umpire will ball up. Good play on the part of the Swans then, because they were in plenty of trouble. That was real courageous play. 86 plays 63.
23 points the difference. A bounce 20 metres out from the Swans goal. Back to Mitchell. Turner's kick is short. Over to Sio. Ball scooped into the open spaces. Carroll tries to duck and weave, gets it back to Coleman. He's in trouble. Good tackle by Tony Shaw. It comes back to Stevie Wright from half forward. Wright has a long shot at goal. That looks pretty good, and the difference is 16 points. 17 points. 13-8, 86 to 10-9, 69 at Victoria Park. And Stevie Wright brings up his third goal. Here it is in replay. Williams looks for the hand pass. Coleman, well tackled by Tony Shaw. How to get it comes to Stevie Wright. And in my book, the Swans' best player. He's kept it off with 3 very good goals, 15 kicks and 6 handballs to Stevie Wright. An excellent game of football. 27 minutes gone in the quarter. It's Kerrison from the circle. Up to half forward. Knocked away by Holden. Mark Roberts in front. McEwen just about grabbed him when he didn't have the ball though. McEwen at the 50-metre line. Short pass. Not a good one. Roberts went through. Or he was legged down there. And that'll be a free kick against Phillips. Mark Roberts from centre half back. Wobbly punt kick to the centre circle. Knocked away by Shane Morwood. Mullane. Morwood. Murphy this time. Mullane's tackle I thought was high. The umpire didn't think so. Mullane can't get boot to ball. Kerrison shows him how it's done. Long kick off the ground. Into the forward pocket. It beats Rod Carter over the line. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does, Pete.
Nice try by the tilt.
Well, he's done a pretty good job today on Taylor. He's kept him down to 2 goals, having well smothered.
Very underrated player is Rod Carter. Carter to face the tribunal on Monday nights. Danaher looking a little bit more content in the back line, even though he is minding Banks. But Banks hasn't done that much in the last 10 minutes. Abernethy's kick is a long one. At the back was McEwen. Bolton. Bolton from half back. Short pass around towards the centre wing position. Good hip and shoulder out there by Jamie Turner. Turner a short pass. Excellent football. Dacos at half forward takes the grab.
Well, Dacos would be about 55 metres out from goal. The distance may be a bit too far. Collingwood in front by 17 points. The Swans have bounced back. They actually led by, I think, 30-odd points, Pete, didn't they, this quarter? There's the kick by Dacos. It's a long one, but it's off target, and it's through for 1 point. There's the siren to end the quarter. A good one by the Swans. So it's 13 goals, 987. Collingwood to the Sydney Swans, 10 goals, 969.
Sevens big league from Victoria Park, the final quarter. Collingwood leading by 18 points. And they go into attack straight away through David Cloak, but the kick was smothered by Williams. His kick in turn was also smothered. Tony Shaw diving on top of it. And it will be a bounce once again at centre field.
Well, the Magpies had most of the play in the third quarter, but they picked up on Collingwood, the Swans. I think they led by 32 points at one stage of that third quarter, Collingwood, and the difference now, only 18 points, Pete.
I didn't see what that free kick was for. Yes, the Swans, as I said, they fought back well. Cloak from centre wing. Thanks for the hand pass. Bradbury, the lane, the run. Stevie Wright, the latter one of the Swans' best players. Good mark, McEwen.
Was a good mark.
McEwen, short pass. He's gone out very wide. And that's a good mark taken by Burgess, who's just come onto the ground. And Burgess has a chance to bring up a goal with his first kick of the afternoon.
Well, these are the goals that all teams love to kick within about a minute or so after the start of the last quarter. Lifts the side no end, Pete.
Especially when they're leading by 18 points. Burgess from 48 metres out. Williams almost took the mark too. Healy tries to get clear. In fact, it will be a free kick to the Swans to be taken by Gerard Healy. I don't know what that was for.
The shoulder, Pete.
Short pass to Browning. Browning goes around. Just about to say around the member stand wing. He should have, because David Cloak was standing in the square and takes the mark. To Shane Morwood. Shane Morwood from right half forward flank. Browning at the back again takes the mark inside the 50-metre defence line.
Free kick to Carter, who won the back from Taylor.
And Taylor has been held fairly quiet by Rod Carter today. Dennis Carroll has played a good job for the Swans. Carroll counted into Neagle, didn't help their cause much. Dacos gets around Danaher fairly easily. 35 metres out, and Dacos slams it through for another one to Collingwood. Now the Magpies once again on their merry way, 14-9 to 10-9 at Victoria Park.
Well, that's the Macedonian marvel at his best. picked up the ball, and there was a class. I think Cloak gave a free kick in the back that time to Neagle, but watch him balk that Swans player, then he takes advantage, summing up the situation very well, and it was never in doubt to give the Magpies a 24-point lead.
18 kicks and 2 handballs to Peter Dacos, and kept it off with his second goal of the afternoon.
Centre bounce again, 24 points the difference. The Magpie crowd coming to life again. They were a little bit sad towards it that quarter because the Swans bounced back. Ironmonger got that down, a scrimmage developing in centre field. The umpire will ball it up again. Well, Ironmonger's been off the ground a couple of times, but Collingwood have had Fellows. I think Fellows may be on the bench now. Cloak doing a pretty good job as Murphy told. There was a wild kick by Bolt, but it's Dacos doing a great job today. Gets it out there. Coming into meet it now is Shaw. Couldn't pick it up. It's finally picked up by Tui. The kicker's a long one over the half-forward line. And Kappa's got it outmanoeuvred CO that time. So the Swans won't give in. They're bouncing back. They're down by 24 points. The start of this last quarter, they were down by 18 points. So Kappa kicks this goal. We're back to where we started from. Into the quarter by 3.5 minutes. Kappa. Well, I don't know if that was a free kick. That was a fair enough mark. It's only about 25 metres out. He doesn't miss these very often. He's put that right through the middle. So it's 18 points again as we started at the start of this third quarter.
3 goals to Warwick Kappa.
14-9-93 Collingwood to the Sydney Swans 11-9-75.
Kappa joining Mitchell and Wright as the Swans leading goal kickers with 3, and singles to Carroll and Tony Morwood as we watch that mark again from Kappa. Watch him behind. No nudge there, and a good safe mark over the top of Danny CO, who despite that has played a pretty good job in the key defence post this afternoon for the Magpies.
Magpies going for their 5th win in a row, but they're only 18 points in front, and the Swans bouncing back. They won't throw the sponge in, that's for sure. Here we go now. 18 points the difference. Knocked out by Ironmonger. Comes Morwood, gets a hurried kick wide out towards the... it's going back towards the half-forward line for the Swans. That's Abernathy in the front position, goes for the boundary line, and it's out of bounds. Played a great game again today, Abernathy. Been all over the place.
He certainly has.
And he's had a couple of good mates backing him up too. Dacos has put up a great performance too. Running for the knockout at Coleman against Cloak. Picked up by Shaw. Shaw's in a bit of trouble. Gets a hurried kick back towards Mullane. No, Mullane couldn't hold that one. Going after it now as Williams is there. There's a stack up there as the ball comes out. Mullane was grabbed, didn't have the ball. The umpire spotted that. A good decision. And the free kick will go to Mullane at half back with Collingwood in front by 24 points. They're 93 points at the Swans 75.
Darren Lane, who's had the better of Merv Neagle today. Short pass. Not a good one. Could have been against Williams down there, but it comes to Abernathy. As we said, covering plenty of territory. He has been all over the place today. Good mark with Rod Carter.
Played a good game today, Pete, Rod Carter.
Well, he'd have to be in the Swans' best 3 in my book.
My word.
Carter gets a 15-metre penalty and now a call to play on. Very solid player. In front was Carroll, but he couldn't take the mark. His opposite number 7 was Morwood, getting slung down. And it will be a bounce at half-forward. Collingwood runner coming out to speak to Taylor at the other end of the ground. Cloak edged out, but gets the knockout. Tries to get a hand pass, not effective. Dacos to the outer side, looking for and finding Bradbury in front of Bolton. Through the Seagulls it goes and down to Banks. Good tackle by Danaher. Holden almost out of bounds. In fact, that is the case. It will be a boundary throw-in at Collingwood's left half-forward flank. Excellent crowd here this afternoon, probably between the 28 and 30,000 mark. Ball knocked down to McEwen, picked up by Banks. Carter and Taylor. Taylor wins this duel, has a snapshot at goal, but is off target, and 1 point. 14-10. Collingwood to the Sydney Swans 11-9. 94 plays 75 on Seven's big league. The final quarter in progress, nearly 7 minutes, and Mark Browning will bring the ball back into play.
19 points the difference. Ball back there towards the centre half back position. Cloak in the front posse. Oh, he's marked that. He's played a pretty good game today, Cloaky. Banks out there on his own. He spotted him. And Banks has got it. He's already kicked 4 goals. He'd be about 50 metres out from goal. A little bit longer than 50 metres. This worries me about players when they've got a chance to have a shot for goal. They start doing up their football boot laces. I suppose he had to. He might have tripped over them. Played a fairly good game today too, Cloak, Pete.
Cloak's played a good game, so has Banks with 15 kicks
Banks
and 3 handballs.
Going to go for the long kick. I think he'll make the distance. Ball hits the deck. Down goes Ironmonger. They pounce on top of him. Ball finally cleared away by Holden. Back it goes to Banks. He's got another chance now. He's going to go back and have another shot. He should. This time he's only about 40 metres out, so the distance shouldn't worry him. Got a chance to go for goal number 5. And Collingwood in front by 19 points. You've got to give full marks to the Swans because at one stage in that third quarter, Collingwood led by 32 points. There's the kick by Banks. That's a long one. Won't make the distance again. Williams in front. He goes down. They pounce on top of him. Backing up well as Nagel down there in the back pocket. Having a bit of a dash towards the 50-metre mark on the defensive line. Ball falls short. Picked up again by Abernathy's grab over the line and out of bounds.
Good tackle.
I think that's the first mistake he's made, but Carroll's been a fine player, setting a fine example for his side, the captain. I don't think we ever see him play a bad game. Cloak at the back. Down it comes again. Abernathy goes through his grab. Cloak tries to force it out there to Williams. Gets a rub along the ground. Browning coming in. Rhett without the ball. This gave Turner a chance. A hand pass over there to Mullane. Balks. Hooks the ball back there. It's not a good kick. And a good mark taken there by Danaher, who's been a pretty quiet player today too, Pete.
Yes, he's done better in defence than he did in attack, certainly. He was well beaten by Phillips, I think he was on. Holden. Kick to half forward, covers plenty of distance, but it's again ill-directed. Could have been against Coleman there, but the umpire says play on. Shane Morwood does. Back to Dacos, who's played a ripper game. Tony Shaw to left half forward flank and Bradbury. Bradbury cleared with Healy, who hasn't had his best game since joining the Sydney team. What Turner should have taken that one. Mark Roberts. Too long for Bolton, but he gets a good bounce. Past Cloak. Bradbury in pursuit. Gets it back from Tony Morwood. Mitchell, high ball to the 40-metre line. Seo and Kappa, neither mark. Down goes Murphy. Handley, just about caught with the ball. Shane Morwood. Tony Shaw. Phillips, past Tony Morwood. Phillips' kick dropping a little bit short, and the mark taken over on the right centre wing by Gerard Healy. Young Kerrison has done a very good job in blanketing him today, justifying the faith in Lee Matthews had in him. Bolton's kick, marked by Ironmonger. I don't think it was intended for Ironmonger, but luck's of fortune. Ironmonger some 55 to 60 metres out from goal. The breeze behind him. Ironmonger's kick up towards the 10-metre square. Out to Murphy. Murphy has a snapshot at goal. He's got it. So a badly needed goal for the Swans, but it's his first. And the Swans come just a little bit closer to make the difference. Now only 13 points, 14-10 to 12-9 at Victoria Park.
The quarter by 10.5 minutes. We watch that again. Good play on the part of Ironmonger and well backed up by Murphy. A dangerous player all the time. And that's a fine snapshot. So it's only 13 points the difference now, and Collingwood in plenty of trouble. They've had the ball on their forward line a lot, but they can't do much about it.
13 points the difference. Seven's big lead from Victoria Park. That was Murphy's first goal. We're just into the 11-minute mark.
Well, the Swans bouncing back as we see Mitchell drop the ball. Picked up by Healy. He goes down. Nagel's in there too, and the umpire will ball it up at centre field. Collingwood in front by 13 points. And are not looking that good. The Swans really bouncing back, and you've got to give them a lot of credit because they looked in a hopeless position in that third quarter when they were 32 points down. Umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Clug. He's called play on. Everyone stop. Comes out from Shaw over at that time to Mullane. The pass, and that'll be a mark taken there by Turner out there at half court. A good distance out from goal. Magpies needing a goal now to get themselves back into gear. Punched out by Taylor. Fumble that time by Ironmonger. It's over there to Holden. Back it goes now to Williams, who's had a quiet day today, but it's okay this time. Out it goes to Toohey. And the Swans are full of running as they drive the ball down there. And it's Carroll, their captain. He's played a great game today up there on the centre wing position. He's actually down towards the half-forward line. He's looking for Kappa with a long kick. Punched out by Phillips. This could be a goal by Moore if he can pick it up. He's taking too long to do it. He's grabbed there by Abernathy, and Phillips falls it over the line and out of bounds.
Hasn't been Tony Morwood's best day.
Now, he's been well tagged today, particularly by Gaper. Hasn't let him out of his sight all day.
4 kicks and 5 handballs only.
Well, out of bounds in the forward pocket. They're down by 13 points. Cloak and Coleman, they both missed that. Down goes Morwood again. The umpire will ball it up. It's only about 12 metres out from the Sydney Swans goal.
They're going to go here. It'll be interesting,
Well,
Lou.
it's pretty interesting now. Pete Collingwood not out of the hot seat by a long shot. The Swans playing on top of them. Knocked out by Cloak. Carroll again tries to get a hand pass. Carrison gets a wild kick back there towards the half-forward line. In the front posse is Neagle. Over to Williams. Williams goes for a pass. It'll be not too good. Little Hanley goes to the tap on, but there's Stevie Wright. He was grabbed, nearly holding the man. A hand pass comes back there to Mitchell. A shot at goal. This looks good.
To goal.
And it's only 6.7 points the difference now. That's his fourth. 94 plays, 87.
4 goals to Mitchell. He becomes the Swans' leading goal kicker. Stevie Wright has 3 and Kappa 3 as we watch that in replay. Handley, well tackled. Likewise Stevie Wright, but he was able to break that. Over to Mitchell. That was an excellent snapshot. Had to aim for the right goal post, and he put it through for 4 points.
Had a great game, Stevie Wright.
He has. Probably the Swans' best player. Sevens big lead from Victoria Park. 13 and a half minutes into the final quarter. Only 7 points in it. Can the Swans pull this match out of the fire? They're kicking with the breeze. Collingwood, though, swing into attack through Morwood. No, they don't. Well taken by Williams. Out to Mitchell again. Murphy it was. Neagle. He's been beaten all day. Now he comes to life. Neagle up towards the right half forward flank. Coleman couldn't take the mark. Good opposition from Phillips. Bradbury, well tackled. Cloak. Tony Shaw. Burgess, well tackled. Danaher. Holden gets the Swans out of danger. Puts them up towards right centre wing. Dennis Carroll again.
And he's trying to play on, but the umpire will call this back and give Carroll the kick, I should imagine. Only 7 points the difference.
14 kicks to Carroll, 5 handballs.
He's been a great player. He's certainly setting a fine example as captain. Well, they've got Collingwood on the move, and they're in plenty of trouble. They lead by 7 points, and the Swans really in top gear now as the ball goes down there towards their full forward position. Cloak goes the punt, but it's Kappa. What a mark!
That was a great mark.
And a great mark. He got hit on the head, but it won't worry him. He kicks this goal. It'll certainly cure that headache for sure. He's already kicked 3. This is a great mark by Kappa. Had to get around, see how he did. He copped the heavy bump. But he's okay. He's only about 15 to 20 metres out directly in front.
And a goal here would make the difference. 1 point.
1 point the difference if he's successful. Collingwood team have stopped to a walk. There she is on its way. What's he done with that one? He's missed it. Well, he did that last week on the Friday night against North Melbourne when he had a chance to put them in front.
That was an easier shot than he had against North Melbourne, though, Lou.
Well, that's the goal, the difference. That's given Collingwood a bit of breathing space. That might encourage them to go a bit better. As we see the ball go out there to Mullane in a bit of trouble. Right on his back there is Neagle, and the ball is out of bounds, or it'll be a ball up right on the boundary line. Well, some of the players that were out of the picture all day for the Swans are coming back. Williams has had a couple of touches. Neagle's coming back, and so is Healy. Ball knocked out. There's a free kick to Collingwood for sure. That'll go there to Mullane. A hand pass to Phillips. He wasn't ready for it, but he's got it now. Phillips drives it long. It's a bad kick. Ball marked by Mark Roberts, and he's down towards centre half forward, about 80 metres out. He's gone for a short pass. Not a good one, but it's picked up by Neagle. Grabbed by Morwood. A shot at goal. It's going close. Kappa with a chance, but couldn't hold that. And it's only 5 points the difference. And the Swans doing all the tagging, and Collingwood stopping to a walk. 94 plays 89. Into the quarter by 16 and a half minutes just about. There's a dangerous one. Short pass, and Abernathy's got it. Down there in the back pocket. By Abernathy's a long one out there towards the wing position. At the back is Ironmonger, couldn't hold the mark. Ball pushed out by Mullane. Williams it was, picked up again by Holden. Back it goes now by Coleman's got it. Now Coleman's well within kicking distance. He's only about...
He reckons it was touched.
Oh, I didn't play that. I thought it was a mark to Coleman. Oh, golly, if you don't mind. Oh, that is a mark.
Never seen a mark if that wasn't one.
As they go now for Carroll, couldn't get clear. Oh, just about thrown out by Morwood. Was that in the back?
Yes,
I thought it might have been against Kerrison. He's done such a marvellous job today on Healy, but that time it was Murphy, and Murphy will get the free kick. Only about 35 to 40 metres out from goal. No, is it Mitchell? Mitchell. It'll be Mitchell. Mitchell.
Now, is this holding the ball or in the back?
No, I reckon that was in the back, Pete. So this little fella's already kicked 4 goals. So we've got a chance to put them in front the first time for the day. There it is on its way, and that's not a bad sort of a shot, and the Swans have hit the front. They're in front by a point. The Magpies really in trouble now. 14-10-94 Collingwood to the Sydney Swans. 14-11-95. And the Royal Box has come to life at last.
Well, I tell you what, the Swans have provided us with some real heartstoppers, haven't they? They lost to Richmond by a point. North beat them by less than a goal. These two having a bit of a box on, Mitchell and Kerrison. Another thriller at Victoria Park as we approach the 18-minute mark of the final term. Can Collingwood answer the challenge? The Swans in front for the first time today. Stevie Wright can't get clear, and the umpire has decided we will again see a bounce at centre field.
18 minutes gone of this last quarter.
Tommy Hafey on the phone. Knocked down by Ironmonger, not very far. Dacos. High kick to the edge of the square. In front is McEwen. Oh, good mark. Good mark. He decides to play on. Caught. Through it. Roberts. That's Mark Roberts. Out the centre wing. Looking for Williams. Doesn't get there first. Ball picked up for Collingwood by Turner. And the mark taken by Mullane it is. Short pass. More missed by Dacos. Back to Tony Shaw. Can Collingwood get a goal to come back? Knocked away by Danaher. Holden handballs it straight out of bounds in front of the Collingwood crowd, which wouldn't please them too much.
They're really struggling, Collingwood. They're making a lot of mistakes and under pressure all the time from this strong defence of the Swans now, which has really tightened up, Pete.
I must admit I didn't get the Swans too much of a hope at three-quarter time, but they've really fought back well. Well, Williams copped one after a clash, I think, with his namesake. Over the boundary line goes Mullane again. And it will once again be a boundary throw-in. The player I'm talking about was Greg Williams. He's in the hands of the trainers in the background, as you can see. Ironmonger doing the bulk of the ruck work for the Swans today on his own. A tap down and a kick. Well, the kick didn't go very far, but it certainly got the ball a little bit further up towards the wing position. Williams seems to be okay. Boundary throw in again. Cloak left a picture with John Ironmonger. Cloak wins that one. Gave Tony Shaw an armchair ride. Shaw takes advantage of it, gets it over to Turner. We couldn't do too much with it onto Banks. He's been fairly quiet this quarter. Good tackle on Shane Ward, but he does get the hand pass out to Handley. Williams, good mark. And the Collingwood skipper has a chance to put his side back in front.
Probably a bit too far out, Pete.
Well, he's inside the 50-metre line. He'd be 35 metres out. The angle may beat him. Let's see how he goes with the kick.
Running on the Collingwood captain. The score here, he's about 40 metres out from goal, right on the boundary line. He's already kicked 2 goals. Oh, that might be a mark, is it? No, it's not. We'll wait on the umpire.
Point.
We'll wait on it. Could have been a mark to Taylor, but it's 1 point, so scores are dead level. Into this quarter by just on 21 minutes, 14-11-95 apiece. And what a game it's been. It's been a top game here in front of a capacity crowd. The pack get ready. They all fire the great mark taken there by Morwood, but the umpire's found a free kick. He's called the advantage rule over to Neagle, who's been quiet. Back it goes to Holden, and the Swans back into it. Take a long kick down here now. Ball punched away by Kerrison. Tapped on again by Coleman. Kerrison after it again as he goes wide. Out towards that half-back line. Shaw can't pick it up. There's plenty of fumbling going on by both sides, and the umpire will ball it up about 65 metres out from the Sydney Swans goal and scores dead level, 95 points apiece. 21 minutes gone of the last quarter, so time running out for both sides. Knocked out by Cloak, hits the deck. Picked up by Turner, a short kick back there was a chance for the Swans now. Fumbled by Bolt, but he picked it up. He's got a ton of pace. He was tackled, but he gets it over to Coleman, hooks it back to the half-forward line. And we'll see Cloak take that mark down there on the 50-metre defence line. Short pass. Well picked up by Mullane. Mullane's ready to send the Magpies into attack, but it's a poor kick. The ball hits the deck again. Going after his Dana, who's grabbed. There's a chance for Collingwood to get clear now. Turner picks it up. It's a short kick. In goes Holden. His kick is off the side of his boot, but it's okay. And Coleman's got it out there at half-forward, out towards the centre wing position with scores dead level. Who's going to win this game? A hand pass. Over it goes to Bolton. Back it goes to Healy, who's been quiet all day. A short pass. It's a beauty, and the ball marked here now by Murphy. Murphy's about 35 to 40 metres out from goal. I'd give him the benefit of the doubt there, Pete. Say 35 metres out.
Niven kicks and 5 handballs.
Well, he's got a chance to put him a goal in front. There she is on its way. It's a mighty hefty kick. But any score counts. And that's a point. So the Swans are in front. 95 plays, 96 in favour of the Sydney Swans.
It's Glenn Coleman limping off. Ball out towards the half-forward line. Williams hasn't done that much all day. Very quiet day for him. He's gone for a short pass, looking for Browning, and he's got him in front of Cloak. Again, Mitchell. Healy, well tackled. Too high. No, play on, says umpire Howe. Carroll. Bradbury. Bradbury's kick smothered. Chance for Tony Morgan. He fumbles as well. Plenty of pressure on out there, and there are some tired boys out at Victoria Park at the moment. But this time it'll have to be a ball up at the 23-minute mark of the term. Won't be a long quarter, probably 28.5 minutes at see us through.
And the Swans in front by a point, Pete.
So if they can get another goal, it's going to be very difficult for Collingwood. Probably next goal could win the match. Collingwood, the chant is. Mullane gets it to Handley. Now here's their chance. Up towards Burgess. Tui was right there with him. Tui almost caught with the ball, but it's going to be a bounce on the centre wing outer side. 23:40 into the final term, so a minute and 20 seconds away from time on. Ironmonger almost got grabbed too high by Bradbury. The hand pass comes to Bolton. Bolton up towards right half forward flank. Stevie Wright looking for a free kick against Kerrison, but Kerrison wins out and well played. Finds Greg Phillips. Phillips at the 50-metre defence line goes in short. Banks, well tackled. Rebound to Handley. Banks again. Loose ball on centre wing. Who's got it? The boundary umpire is going to be the winner on this occasion, although it might be a ball up.
Umpire's giving plenty of latitude too, not paying any free kicks. You've got to earn them out there now, Pete.
I think that's sensible umpiring.
I'd reckon.
Burgess and Ironmonger. It's knocked out of bounds by Big Ironmonger. And so 24.5 minutes into the term, it's going to be a boundary throw-in with 30 seconds from time on.
And it's a point the difference. Out there towards the centre wing. Cloak and Ironmonger knocked out by Cloak. Banks' kick is not a good one. Needle going out. They pounce on top of him. And the umpire will ball it up. Gradually coming down towards Collingwood's half-forward line, but they're finding it mighty hard to score goal because this Swans defence has really tightened up from about halfway through that third quarter. Collingwood actually led by 32 points once in that third quarter too. Ironmonger over to Bradbury. He's got a chance to send them deep into attack. He took a mile to get rid of that. Long time to get rid of that. A hand pass comes out to little Hanley out there at half forward. It's up there towards the full forward position. A pack fly, but there we see Coleman going down. It's Roberts got one in the back, and the umpire will play the free kick to him down there in the back pocket. Still a point the difference. Collingwood can't pierce this defence. There's the kick back again by Roberts. A chance for Bradbury. He's got it. Quick hand pass to Gafer. Short pass. And little Hanley. He might have got that. He's paid it. But he's a long distance out from goal. About 55 metres out. Little Hanley's got it now. That's a great mark by the youngster. The pack fly. And it's out of bounds right against the Collingwood point post. Still a point the difference into the quarter by just on 26 minutes. So it won't be a long quarter. About 2.5 minutes to go. Ball taken away from the boundary line by Ironmonger, playing it pretty wise there, and it's out of bounds, and a throw, and this is what the Swans want, to hold play up.
Next goal will definitely win it. If in fact we get another goal.
Well, we may not, Pete, because they're both playing negative football patrol. They are down there on that defence. But the back is Cloak, couldn't get clear. A scrimmage developed. Once more, the umpire will ball it up. This time it's about 40 metres out from the Collingwood goal. They're trailing by 1 point, and what a game it is. This Capacity House, they're enjoying every moment, except the Collingwood supporters. Knocked out by Mullane. It hits the deck. Williams picks it up. A hand pass. Comes over now to Healy. Both big wide players right across the face of goals. There's a race going on here now. Ball kicked off the ground by Tui to the boundary line. The Collingwood crowd yelling out delivered, but the umpire not having a bar of that. It's out of bounds up towards the centre wing position with a point the difference and time running out for the Magpies.
Oh, it's a real heart stopper here at Victoria Park. Ironmonger over the top. Chance for Carroll. Had to get a hurried hand pass away. Good tackle by Mitchell. It rebounds to Burgess. He's tackled well likewise. Onto the centre wing position it goes and picked up by Murphy. Murphy's kicked down towards the 50-metre line. Phillips trying to keep the ball away from Edmund. He's been quiet today as well. And it will be a boundary throw-in. Now, Kappa kicked the ball further downfield. It could have almost been construed as time wasting. Boundary throw-in. 50 metres from the Swans' goal. They lead by a point.
Only 7.5 minutes gone just about, Pete.
I reckon about another minute would see us out. Cloak onto Mullane. Mullane at half-back. Beautiful kick up towards the centre wing position. McMullen behind or in front. Can't take the mark from Healy. And Gerard Healy will put the Swans back into attack. Been a quiet player today, Healy. Only 9 kicks and 6 handballs. Been well held by young Kerrison. A short pass. The end result. Mitchell at half-forward. Now he's got plenty of room to move there. Should go long. Cloak in front. Oh, missed it. Edmund, snapshot. Might be a point. Now it's out of bounds.
28 minutes gone, but I reckon about a minute and a half to go at the most.
Yes, I'd agree with that. A minute and a half to go. Certainly no more. Never been that many goals scored in this final quarter. The Swans have done most of the attacking, and Danny Seo waiting for the ball to come back. I don't know where that's gone.
Well, you wouldn't have given two bob for the Swans' chances about halfway through the third quarter when they trailed by 32 points, and of course full marks to them, Pete, because they've really bounced back, haven't they? All back there. There's the siren, and the Sydney Swans have won by a point. A very disappointing Collingwood team, but what a victory by the Swans, and they're happy. No wonder about that. 14-11-95. Collingwood going down to the Swans by a point. 14-12-96.
You want to be a real footballer? I've been a real footballer. You've got to look like a real footballer. You've got to go for the mark. The VFL mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at Myer. Real footy Guernseys, real footy shorts, and real supporters wool jumpers in all club colours and badges. Go for the VFL mark at Myer.
Sydney just hanging on in the closing stages of the game to win by 1 point. The final scoreline showing Sydney 14-12-96, defeating Collingwood 14-11-95. Main goal scorers, firstly for Sydney, Mitchell 5, Wright and Kappa each booted 3, whilst for Collingwood, Banks was their main contributor with 4 goals. So the Sydney Swans back on the winners list once again, and that win sees them retain second spot on the ladder. Collingwood, on the other hand, have dropped to 8th position, and they've certainly got the challenge ahead of them if they're going to make the 5 this year. But many people believe they can. I hope you'll stay with us here on Pro Football to see all that action in the coming weeks.